I was a Mormon missionary. I started making fake IDs. He had some counterfeit money that he got from his girlfriend's dad. I go from $300 to making $25,000 a week. Like way before I ever went to prison selling drugs, I was a Mormon missionary. Like my family is, religious. They try to raise us, in the Mormon church. So I had a pretty good childhood. It's just, later on in life, I started, hanging out with some older kids. Getting in trouble a little bit. When I was in junior high, I got in trouble. We went and we stole everything out of one of our other friends' houses.
How does that happen?
We went what happened with this was we had like a school event at the college, it's all in walking distance because this is a small town. And what happened was he was at the event, our friend, we didn't really like him because he was just different. Like he was kind of like a dork, and he wasn't, like the rest of us. So he was at this event. His mom was a teacher at school. And for some reason we decided to go over, go into his house and dumb stuff, like take his N64, his PlayStation, all of his games, movies, everything. And just for some reason we became the suspects, me and my two other friends that did it. And, this is when I started, this is when I realized, I was thinking like a criminal.
Right.
Because they called us in to the police station. And, they wanted to talk to us. First, they talked to my one friend, then me, then our other friend. My first friend, I told him the whole story, okay, we're on foot, so let's just tell him what happened the entire day. Except when we go to the house and steal everything.
Right.
Let's just leave that part out because the timeline, us walking on foot, they don't know no difference. And I'm telling them, look them straight in the eye, look up. And if he acts like he doesn't believe you, look at him like he's dumb. I don't know how I even started thinking like this at a young age. So the first friend, he goes in and he, sticks to the story, everything. Then I go in, I stick to the story, and I tell him, yeah, this is what happened. This is what we did all during the day. And the cop tells me, he says, well, you know what? I talked to, Joey and now you, and I think you guys are telling the truth. So we're just going to go talk to Oscar and, see what he has to say. And I think you guys are good. It's all right. Yeah. I'm sorry, you have to deal with this. He said, yeah, no problem. It just, this is how I'm thinking at a young age. I'm 14, 15, lying to these cops and just denying everything and coming up with some story. And so what happens was Oscar goes in and he breaks down and he says, yeah, we did it. And he's crying. And it's what the hell? Why? We almost got off with this. And you go and cry to the cop, right, and you're afraid of your mom. What the fuck?
Was the cop pushing you guys or just asking questions?
Asking questions.
So why did he break down?
I think he probably, I have no idea, still to this day, I don't know, why, he felt bad, why, it's so then what happens
I know these people with this guilt.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Guilt.
Morality?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking back then. And it's man, so what happened was they sent it to the judge or to the courts,
right,
took us all to trial or whatever, we, to court. We end up on probation, all of us. We're all on probation now. So now I have to deal with the courts, and I think I'm on probation for about a year. I do everything right as I'm supposed to. And, I pretty much stay out of trouble for a couple of years. And then when I'm 18, I get in trouble again. I started making fake IDs because, just to buy beer, people
right,
want to drink. And
how do you make a fake ID? And what year was this?
This was 2003, 2002.
Yeah, it's not easy to make it. It's not like it's the plastic. It's not like it's the laminate. Those are plastic cards.
So what I did is I had a printer and, a computer, and I just did one of the whatever program was on back then. It was just real simple. I copied the ID. I shrunk it down to the right size. I added when you move to the side, the
hologram.
Yeah, the holograms show up. So I kind of put those on there, but kind of as bright as I kind of so you barely see it. But then I laminated it, and they worked. We had our real names, everything, and I just changed the date, and it was simple. But if you take them out of the wallet,
cop's not gonna it's not gonna pass for cop, but it might pass a clerk.
Yeah, if you go to a gas station, it works. This is why I got busted with that, because my friend, he had some my friend Joey, he had some counterfeit money that he got from his girlfriend's dad. And
these aren't you're not hanging out with normal middle class kids.
That whole family, they're all a bunch of addicts, and that's his girlfriend's family, they're all a bunch of addicts.
Yeah, are these aren't the kids from the Mormon youth group?
No. So these kids that I was with weren't Mormon. Like I stopped hanging out with like Mormons, and I started hanging out with this group of kids. And man, so he gives me I don't know if it was a $50 bill, fake counterfeit bill, or 100 that he got from his girlfriend's dad. And so I'm like on camera at the gas station buying beer with a fake ID with counterfeit money.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's like
it's all bad.
Yeah,
it's all bad.
And so I was in the parking lot one day.
Does the ID have your name on it?
It does have my name.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I was dumb. I was young. I didn't really think at the time much. And so I was sitting at a grocery parking lot at night with a bunch of friends, a group of friends, and my other group of friends got into a fight with someone, and so the cops were looking for them. So they came over, and they, to talk to my friends. I'd gotten into a fight. The one cop noticed me from the camera that he's seen, and so then he came and he came, asked me what my name is. I told him, and he's like, "Well, we need to take you down to the station for questioning. You're being arrested." Like, what the fuck? For what?
For counterfeiting?
Then I get down there, and he's like, "Yeah, fake ID, counterfeit money." He's like, "Counterfeit money? What the fuck are you talking about?"
I mean, the counterfeit money that's federal.
Yeah, that's
right?
Federal.
Well, I wonder if the ID is federal. I mean, to the state.
It was a felony.
It's a state ID.
No, it's a state. It's just a state. Yeah. It was a felony, but this is where I learned from don't talk to cops, don't tell them nothing, don't be truthful ever, because he took me in for just having a fake ID, and he's all writing it up saying, "Okay, I'm gonna write you up for this fake ID, and we'll talk to you about this counterfeit money later on." All right.
He's probably thinking he's gonna hand it over to the FBI.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Secret Service. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. And so I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just a misdemeanor, so it ain't nothing. It ain't no big deal." It's like, "Isn't it a felony to make IDs?" He's like, "You know what?" He's like, "Yeah, you're right. It is a felony." It's like, "I was gonna write you up for just having possession." It's like, "Oh,
you
fuck.
just talked yourself into a felony."
Oh, fuck. And so he wrote me up, but he still let me go.
Yeah.
He still let me leave. And what happened with that was Joey, they came and got him too. They came and got him, and he told on his girlfriend's dad. And that was all solved. I don't know. I told him that I found it. When I'm young, I'm dumb. I don't know much. I go down to the station,
right? And
there's this agent Bishop from FBI or whatever he was from, and he's like, "So how'd you have a fake counterfeit money?" I was like, I found it on the side of the road, and which is obviously a fucking lie.
Right.
And he says to me, "Mr. Sanchez, I can spot a liar a mile away, and I can spot you 4 planets away." I'm like, "Oh man, you're not going to tell me the truth, so we'll let you go for now, but we'll come back and talk to you about this counterfeit money." Like, "Oh, whatever." I go home, and they never call me, talk to me, nothing. Later on, I talked to Joey, and he's like, "Yeah, they came and talked to me. I told them it was, I got it from my girlfriend's dad, whatever." So then he got charged with it.
Yeah, they
and
get bigger.
they
That's
dropped
the person
charge,
they want.
Yeah, they dropped the charges on us with the counterfeit because I don't know nothing.
The biggest problem with counterfeiting is the casual counterfeiter. They have the North Koreans come up with they're called super notes that they just can't even detect them. They're so good. But even the amount of money that they use, that they pour into the system, is nothing compared to what they call casual counterfeiters, are the ones that kill them, because there's just little guys everywhere that are passing a little bit, but there's so many of them.
Yeah.
People get away with it for a while. Anyway.
Well, and the thing with these, like if you take a close look, they're fake.
Yeah.
But when you first look at them, they look real.
Yeah.
And so, they pass at a gas station like nothing, and they don't know until the end when they mark them, and
or they drop them off at the bank. And
drop them off at the bank. And the bank catches them. So that was the only time I got in trouble. Those are like the 2 times growing up I got into trouble, and I did a plea no bans with that. And so if I were to stay out of trouble for a year,
you did what?
It was called I think it's called a plea in abeyance.
Okay.
Where if I stay out of trouble for a year, they drop it, and then like they moved it down to misdemeanor, and then after a year after that, then it's sealed, it's expunged, like no one can look it up.
Right.
So after that, I pretty much lived a good life. Normal. I wasn't in trouble for years and years.
Did you graduate? You graduated high school?
I got kicked out of high school. I got kicked out of high school because I wasn't trying to, pass my classes. I went just to have fun. I didn't, I just messed around.
So what were you doing for work?
For work?
Yeah.
After high school?
Well, after you got high school, after you got in trouble and everything, you said you lived a normal life. What were you doing for work?
I just worked random jobs, construction. I had some government job where I was weatherizing homes, like putting insulation in the walls, replacing the windows. That was a good job I had.
And this is where this is still in Utah?
Yeah, this is in Utah.
The same what town?
Price, Utah.
Price.
And, small little town, maybe like 20,000 people. And after that, like I started hanging out with, good people, like religious people, a bunch of Mormon kids, like great kids, they're all successful. And they influenced me to go on a mission.
Fall is here, and that means football, tailgates, and big comfort meals. But here's the thing. I don't want to spend hours in the kitchen after a long day. That's why I go with Omaha Steaks. The other night, I made their filet mignon. They were juicy, tender, and packed with flavor. I've also got their burgers and chicken wings in the freezer, and it's perfect for sitting down in front of the TV and watching a true crime documentary. It's easy, fast, and the quality is amazing. Omaha Steaks has it all. Steaks, burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, even dessert. Every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee, and you can taste the difference. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot sales event. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code INSIDE at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code INSIDE at checkout. See site for details.
So I went on a Mormon mission for 2 years, serving the Lord, thinking, I'm serving the Lord, doing all this great work and, being a good person. Like, it felt great. It felt good.
I was going to say, do you don't think you were?
Yes and no. I don't believe in the any religions now.
Yeah.
I think it's all just a scam.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. I agree. I mean, I believe in God and really kind of have more of a Christian belief, but any one sect of that, like Catholic and versus that, like I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, no way. Like I do believe in doing charity work and helping others.
Yeah,
and, trying to be a good person. But as far as the doctrine and their certain beliefs, like, man, come on.
What's funny is the reason I think try and be a good person is really because I see a benefit to me. Because when I act in a decent manner, good things keep happening to me. So I'm like, if I just try and be a good person, good things kind of happen for me. So it's almost like I'm not doing it really to be a good person. I'm doing it because it's like it's a better way to live, because then you don't get arrested for passing notes. You don't get arrested I don't hang out with guys that get me arrested or.
Well, growing up, my family's all Mormon. I have a few brothers that went on Mormon missions. One went to Ireland, one went to South Africa, one went to San Antonio, Texas. And just hearing that my whole life coming up, like I believe in it. Yeah. I think that it's true. I think it's sort of a type of brainwashing. That's what I think nowadays. Yeah. I think it's like some sort of brainwashing technique that they get you from you're a little kid. They tell you the same thing over and over again, so then you're going to believe it. But I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought it was, and I was to an extent doing what's good, just being a good person, trying to help people, trying to save them from hell, teach them the gospel. But later on, I don't think that. So I had a good mission. For the most part, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I'm in Peru, Arequipa, Peru, southern Peru, and I learned Spanish out there.
Mhm.
My dad's from Peru, so it was cool that they sent me to Peru
Right.
to learn Spanish and be around these people. But what I didn't like about it was I don't think I've ever liked authority. I don't think I've ever liked being told what to do, how to think. When people are in charge over me, like I don't like the decisions they make. I feel like they could have, and I might be wrong for that because when you're in a position of leadership, you're gonna make some wrong calls. You're gonna make some bad and I just noticed it so much. Like, why is this person in charge? Why is this person in charge? And I kind of got sick of it. So when I came back, I stopped going to church. I stopped going to church. I'm working some job, like this government job, weatherization and everything. And I just started drinking. I started partying a little bit, going to clubs, going to bars. And
how old are you at this point?
Now this time, so I go on a mission late. I go at 23 to 25. I think it was like 2009 to 2007 to 2009. And I come back and I was done with it. I didn't want to be told what to think, how to think. If I want to go run through some women, I don't want to be told that it's wrong. Like, I don't think it's wrong. That's just how I felt.
Right.
And so, and having relations like before the mission and then having to not do it for years and years, like, no, man, I'm done with this. I'm going to find me some women.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't like the authority. I need to find me some women. I want to have fun. I'm not a bad person. So this is what I'm going to do. That's when I met my son's mother. She was working with one of my friends, and I'm like, I seen her one day at his job. They did something with rehabilitation, like massage therapy and all that stuff, whatever. And I said, "Hey, who's that?" He's like, "Bro, you don't want nothing to do with her." I was like, "Yeah, dude. Like, she looks good. Like, hook me up." He's like, "No, bro, I'm not gonna do that to you."
to you.
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
She's a problem.
Like, he's like, "She's crazy. She's crazy." I was like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm crazy too. Like, who cares, man? Hook it up." It's like, "All right." So, he introduces me to her. We start hanging out. And she was pretty cool.
Okay.
She was pretty cool at first. She's cool for a year. She's like great.
They're on their best behavior.
Yeah.
The first 6 months to a year,
they all are. But what happened was, she comes from like a smaller town than me, and she didn't really have a family growing up. So like she loved having I have a big family. I have there's 9 of us, 9 kids, 4 brothers, 1 girl, and then 4 brothers, and the 2 parents, and we have a big family. And she never had that, so she always wanted to have like a big family. She didn't want to work. Like, she wanted to be able to take care of the kids. She actually had 2 kids before me. But, so I gave her all that stuff. Like, I went and worked in a coal mine, a job that I told myself I would never, ever do because it's dangerous. It's a lifestyle. You're doing like 14-hour days, 16-hour days.
They make good money, though, don't
they? They make great money.
Right.
But, just doing that all day and then coming back home, like, no, hell no. I'm not trying to do this. But I wanted to support her 2 kids. I got her pregnant. I wanted to support my kid. So I went and worked in a coal mine, just so I could have money and give her everything she wanted, give the kids everything they needed. And this is the thing, though, with people. Once they have everything they want, then they don't want, they want something else.
Yeah.
And, they ain't good enough. So she ended up, I'm working.
I was gonna say, you see those fucking TikToks where I see them all the time, where it's some woman sitting in her car going, "I divorced my husband. He gave me everything I wanted. I was perfectly happy. He's an amazing man, but I wasn't fulfilled." And then it's 2 years later, and they're fucking in tears. They're just like, "I don't know what the fuck I did. This guy's already found somebody else. He's getting remarried. He's happy. He's moved on. I can't find anybody. Nobody wants to date me. I'm not happy. It's not." And she realizes, like, yeah, it was you, not him.
Yeah. They're narcissistic. They blame you, not them. And really, it was them. Like, they changed. They switched up. They think they need something else. They want something else. They deserve something else. And they just have such a great imagination that, they create that you're the bad guy, they're the good one. And so this is what happened with her. Like she started partying. So we moved to Colorado because there's coal mines out there in Colorado, and I got a job there. Mm. So she starts leaving back to Utah, partying with her friends, probably cheating. I guarantee she's cheating. And then she says I'm being rude now. She says I'm being rude to her kids. Like, I am not being rude. Like, what the hell are you talking about being rude? Like, they're like all like crawling around me, like always having fun and stuff. But she puts in their head that I'm mean or whatever. And she's like, you have till this date to change, or if not, I'm leaving you. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, to change?
Pack your stuff now. Let's not
drag
this out.
I was in love with her at the time. So, I'm trying to make things work. I'm trying to change whatever that means. The date comes, I didn't change. So she like packed all of her stuff and she left. And, like at the time, like I'm sad about it. And, I just got married, had a kid, and, I want this family. Like I love her kids, and she leaves. So I'm sad for like a while. I started drinking again. I started hanging out. We get divorced. And, it's funny because, whenever there's a breakup, whenever you divorce, whatever, they say, you ain't shit and you'll never find no one wants you. It's like, oh, okay, we'll see how that works. So I tried getting back with her for like a year, and she kept kind of stringing me along, using me for money. And, I believed her, but all she was doing is using me.
Yeah.
And
at some point you just realize like it's just never it's not gonna happen.
Well, this is what happened was I end up meeting some chick on one of the social media platforms, and I just messaged her. She messaged me back. She's like, I think I'm 29 at the time. She's about like 20, 21. My baby's mama, she's 5 years younger than me, and so I find this chick, and she's younger, better looking. I start hanging out with her. And, she finds out, she gets kind of mad, and like, she acts like she wants to be back with me. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm not trying to get back with you. Like, you had your chance. You've had a year to get back with me and make things work. And now you want to get back with me? Like, hell no. So I kind of like didn't talk to her or whatever. And, this is actually when the substances came into the mix in my life. Cause I've never, dealt with addiction, wasn't really around people that were doing that stuff. And so this chick, I'm messing around with her all the time, coming back to Utah on the weekends, hanging out with her. And, but she has this friend, her roommate. I see her roommate one day, and she's better looking than she is. So I'm like, I'm done with this chick. Like, I don't care. Like, what's the worst that's going to do? Like, I'm going to switch to the roommate. I'm going to try, and if they say no, they talk, they don't like me, oh, well, I'll go find someone else. So one day, I know that the first girl, her name was Alicia, that I was hanging out with at first. She has this roommate, Sheena, and I'm like, I'm going to make the switch. I know Alicia isn't home. Like, she's at work, she ain't going to be home for a couple hours, so I'm going to go over there anyways and say, I'm looking for Alicia while I know the Sheena is there. So I go over there. I was like, yeah, Alicia said, come wait for her or something. We're going to hang out. She's like, all right. Do you want to come in and wait around? It's like,
well,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, let's, all right, sounds good. But at first, Sheena didn't like me because she said I was a narcissist. All I do is talk about myself, and it was probably true. And like, I'm full of myself, whatever. But, I go over there to hang out with her, and she's like, well, Alicia says she ain't going to come. She ain't going to be here for a couple hours. So, you can sit here and chill or, whatever. I was like, I'll maybe chill for a little bit. I think she might be coming. Like, I'm lying. She's like, well, I'm going to go downstairs. Like, do you want to come hang out with me in my room downstairs? Like, yeah, let's go down there. Let's hang out a little bit. So we start talking. Like, I'm making her laugh. I'm just, being funny or whatever. And, it turns out like I started going over there to hang out with Sheena instead of Alicia. And like, the more I do, like, the more like she's liking me, and then I end up messing around with her. And then I end up messing around with her, and we end up like hanging out and like getting together kind of. And
is it the whole like, hey, don't let her know, or is it like she's got to go?
It was at first, and then it's like, you know what? I call her up. Is like, is Alicia there? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, but come over, come hang out with me. So I go over there, and you knock on the door, go down there with her. Alicia's like in the front room. She sees me go down there with Sheena, and she's like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And they hated each other after that. I kind of like ruined their relationship, but I didn't care. She was better looking than the other, so selfish is what I was.
Yeah, horrible. Horrible.
But hey, everyone wants, if you're with someone and their friend's hotter, we all imagine thinking like, yeah, I'd rather be with her
Listen,
than her.
I've been in your position,
Yeah.
so I'm not saying. But even when it was horrible. When I think about it, I think, wow, what were you doing?
And so what I didn't know is they were using like the crystal, but they didn't look like it.
Right.
They're at the very beginning of
Yeah.
of starting to use these substances and
of their ice journey.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened. Like one night, I was there, and I think I came back from Colorado working in the coal mine, and I was just tired. I started falling asleep, and I'm on the ground or something, like on the couch sleeping, and I hear them like people talking around me, and they're like, "Oh, do you think he cares? Do you think he'll notice or he cares?" And they're like, "I don't know, maybe not. Let's see." Like I wake up and they have this big pookie, for the crystal, to use the crystal, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, nothing." She has it in her hand. Sheena has it in her hand. I was like, "You guys all doing this?" They're like, "Yeah, we do a little bit. Like, it ain't that bad." They're like, and someone's like, "Do you want to try it?" I was like, "Hell no, I don't want to try that." Sheena's like, "Well, I'm not. If it's his first time ever, like, I'm not gonna offer it to you. But here it is on the ground. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Like, let me try that." I try a little bit, and I'm talking 100 miles an hour, and I have all this energy. I feel so good. It's like, damn, like, this ain't that bad. Like, why does it get looked down on so much? Like, this ain't bad. So, like, I use it, like, for maybe a weekend, and
But you're still working the whole time,
yeah,
right?
I'm still working.
Okay.
So
Do they give you guys?
they give us random drug tests,
Oh,
which was a mistake. After that, I didn't do it. I'm having problems with the baby's mama. Me and Sheena are hanging out forever, and we started having problems. And I'm at the car wash one day. I'm washing my car. I'm over there in Price, Utah, where they all live, the baby's mama, everyone. And two guys come and approach me, one taller dude, and then like one like a little shorter, and they started looking at me like all weird, like strange, like what's up? They started getting closer. They're all, "What's up?" Closer and closer. Like, all right, I think these dudes want to fight me. Like, I don't know who the hell they are, who sent them. And the one dude swings on me. The taller dude swings on me. Like I drop him. The other dude comes at me. I pick him up. I slam him on the ground, hit him a couple times, and like I'm feeling all good. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I just beat up two guys. They tried to jump me. I just beat them up, and but at the same time, like I'm kind of mad. Like, who the hell? Like, why did they come jump me? Like, did the baby's mama send them? Who sent them to like? Was she that hateful that she's going to send two dudes to come beat me up? I go home and I'm feeling all good. I'm on a chair just like this one. And I sit down, I'm like texting someone saying, I don't know what I'm telling people, but all of a sudden my back spasms out, and like it hurts so bad, and I just like I can't even sit there. It hurts so bad. Like I fall to the ground. And I think what I did is I pulled it when I picked the dude up. And so I'm laying on the ground, and I can't even move. Like I need to go to the hospital, and I had no one to call, no one to talk to. I called my baby's mama, like to come in. I'm thinking she may have done it. She may have sent these guys, but I don't know. And to this day, I don't know if she did or not. But I have her come in. I lock all my doors. I have her jump in through the window and open the door, the back door, and she helps me out to her truck, the truck that I bought her. It was like a Lincoln truck, and takes me to the hospital. They said, "Yeah, you have a muscle spasm." They gave me a shot. It felt better, and the whole way home, she's telling me that she's like, I want you to come live with me, and we could be together, and like why would I want to be with you? Like I tried being with you for the last year and a half or so, whatever, and you always said no. You want to just have fun, do whatever, and like no, I don't want to be with you. She's like, you need to get back with me. She's like, Thomas, get back with me, and it's now or never. Like, I'll come to my house. I'll take care of you. you dressed up and everything, or, if you walk out the store, we're never going to be together. I don't give a damn. Like, why do I care? She's like, oh, you want to hang out with Sheena and Alicia? Like, no, but whatever. I go, like, we pull up to my house. We're in the parking lot, and she's like, I'm telling you, like, this is it. It's either choose me or choose them. If not, you'll never have a chance again. And, I'm kind of mad at this time. I'm thinking, all right, sounds good. Walk outside. I get up out the truck. I slam the door. I go inside, lock my doors, and, like, I don't give a fuck. She sends me a picture of, like, the wedding ring that I bought her. And it was done over with. So now that I'm hurt, I can go back to work, like, because I can't even move.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, like...
And you didn't get hurt on the job.
Yeah, but they gave me they paid me. They paid for like 6 to 8 weeks of something like injury,
right?
Injury, whatever.
Should have gone back. You should have gone back for 2 hours and fallen down inside the fucking mine and been like, ah.
Yeah. That's what I should have done.
I can't believe this.
But they gave me like 70% of my pay anyway, so I was like, all right, I can live off this for
for 6 weeks.
Yeah, for 6 to 8 weeks. Well, while I'm home, I'm not doing no drug tests. I'm not like I can't, I'm not risking drug tests. So I go back and I start hanging out with Alicia and Sheena, and I started using for like 6 weeks straight. I started using the crystal for 6 weeks straight. Like I always work out. I'm like all big and buff, and that was a big mistake. I sucked down to like 150 pounds. I walk around like 185 at the time.
Right.
I sucked down to like 155, and I look like I'm about ready to do like a weigh-ins for like a boxing match or an MMA fight. And I get to see my kid, but I go to the baby's mama's house, and I want to see my kid. I knock on the door. She looks at me all weird. She's like, what happened to you? I was like, what do you mean? And I'm obviously on something. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously like been like using for weeks, and I go in there, I'm sitting down and, hanging out with my kid. She's like, how come you lost a lot of weight? I was like, oh yeah, I've been running 5 miles a day. I'm in pretty great shape now. Like I could run 5 miles like nothing. And I'm obviously lying. I'm just, I've been using for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'm just whatever. And, I visit my kid. I go back home, and some other, this chick I knew, she messages me. She's like, hey, I think you need to see what your baby mom is saying about you. I was like, I don't even care. Like, I'm not with her. I have nothing to do with her. I do not care like what she says. She's like, no, I think you really need to see what she says about you, what she's saying about you on this other platform. I don't care. Like, we're not together. It's like, all right, well, I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to you anyways. All right, whatever. She sends it to me. It's on her Facebook, I believe. It says, my worst fears finally came true. My baby's daddy's on crystal, ice, yeah. On ice. Yeah. I'm like, oh, hell no. And, at this time, I'm telling this girlfriend, Sheena, this new girlfriend that I have, I'm saying like, oh yeah, I could mess around 10 times a day with you and like, no problem. And because I'm using this ice so much, I can't even I have a hard time getting up once. Mm-hmm. So, between that and between the baby's mom and making this post about me and, putting my business out there for everyone, it's like, all right, I'm done. I'm never going to use again. Never going to use. And, I'm looking real bad at this point. So, I go cold turkey on everything. I quit using, I get back in the gym, I'm working out. I go to my friend, I get a bunch of steroids. So I bulk back up. And, me and Sheena kind of had a falling out. She got with someone else, and her new boyfriend was running his mouth about me, saying all this nonsense and just running his mouth. So I kind of, I had this beef with him. But I go cold turkey on everything. And I remember, I put on 20 pounds quick. I go from 155 to 175 real quick. And now I look healthy again. I'm looking all good. And I remember I'm in the gas station in the grocery store this one day. And this chick, she's like, how come your baby's mom is saying you're an addict? And I was like, look at me. Do I look like I use anything? Like I'm an addict? She's like, no. I was like, yeah, she just wants attention. Obviously I was, but like no one's seen me. And now like I'm looking good again, all like beefed up. I felt like all those people were just a bunch of dirtbags. Like they turned into straight dirtbags, liars. And, her boyfriend's running his mouth. And I started training again. Like I started doing MMA and boxing and everything's going good. I'm seeing my kid on the weekends and all of a sudden I get laid off from my job. So now like I have a divorce, I have no girlfriend, I lost my job, I have no money. So, I started to sell the Mary Jane. And I had some friend that he was selling it a little bit, but I had a better connection in Colorado because there it's legal. Mm-hmm. So I started selling. I started making money and everything's going good. I had like $300 in the back of my pocket. I started selling Mary Jane. Like in one day I make $300. Then, that 300 turns into 6, then 9, then 12. And I'm making a decent living just, after being laid off, maybe like a couple thousand a week just off the Mary Jane.
And this is still are you still are you in Colorado or are you?
I was in Colorado at first for like maybe a couple months. Then
you moved back to?
I moved back to Price, Utah. I'm kind of just living. I'm just, doing nothing. I'm just working out, fighting, doing like competitions and just living off this Mary Jane money. I have this friend, has, a bunch of UFC fights. He does like PFL and everything. And we started training together. And we had this other friend named Mark. Mark was doing MMA and, he was training with us a little bit, but then he just kind of stopped going. And this is funny. He stopped going and I heard that he's hanging out with a bunch of these addicts again. And, he's selling or whatever. And so I tell my other friend that's, in the UFC or whatever, I say, hey, let's go get Mark. Like, let's go get him back into training and get him away from these dirt bags, from all these scumbags. Big mistake. We thought we were going to help him. And when we went over there, like he has all these women over there. He has, the like ice floating around, H floating around, everything. And like,
this is the place to be.
Yeah, maybe maybe we can hang out this weekend. Right. And it's funny because this is probably like a year later from when I broke up with that Sheena. And she was over there. Like she's stopping by, getting something real quick. And she and her boyfriend, they split, whatever. They had problems. So I started hanging out with her a little more now. And Mark is kind of in the picture. Well, Mark, for whatever reason, he gets kicked out of his place. He gets kicked out of the place. Maybe, I don't know, he wasn't paying rent. I don't know what the deal was. So I told him, I was like, hey, you come live in my basement. Come live in my basement. These are the rules. Like, I don't want it to be a bunch of addicts. Like, if you're selling whatever, like, cool. But, just if you get busted, just take responsibility for it. So, and, I'm selling Mary Jane at this time and he's selling the harder stuff. I don't want to start selling that stuff because I don't want to step on his toes. And, that was his business. He had this one chick, this one friend, Kelsey was her name. And, she was cool. Like, but he had this other girlfriend that was married. Kelsey, was just around all the time. She was selling, I guess, the H for him to all these people. And I didn't know this at the time. I didn't know that, he's acting like he's this big time dealer and making all this money. And it was Kelsey that was selling for him and making him all this money. Well, one night I'm sitting there at night with Sheena staying the night. And she like wakes me up like 3 a.m. She wakes me up. She's like, did you hear that? I'm like, hear what? She's like, it sounds like someone's like moaning or something downstairs. Like Mark's living downstairs. I'm like, I don't hear nothing. It's like, no, listen. It's like, oh yeah, like someone is like moaning. And I'm like, it's probably nothing. Mark's probably just, whatever. Wants attention or something. Like I go back to sleep. My other friend that's, the fighter, he comes like banging on the door. He's like, Thomas, Mark's hurt. Like we need to take him to the hospital. I was like, all right, here's my keys. Like take him to the hospital. He's like, no, like we really need to take him. Like, well, go down and talk to him. Like see if he's good. If not, then, I'll come down there and I'll help you. But like, here are the keys. So like I put my head down. I'm sleeping like all peaceful. And I feel like something's just staring at me, like something like, I feel like strange. I look over and it's the girlfriend. She's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, what? She's like, he's hurt. Like, go help him. Like, he probably just wants attention. And like, she shakes her head at me. I go, like, put my head back down to sleep.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. Whether you're having trouble falling asleep, you're waking up sweating in the middle of the night, or all of the above. That's where Ghost Bed can help. As the makers of the coolest beds in the world, Ghost Bed is your go-to for cooling mattresses, cooling pillows, and cooling bedding. From their signature Ghost Ice fabric to patented technology that adjusts to your body's temperature, every Ghost Bed mattress is designed with cooling in mind. So whether you want a plusher mattress that cushions your shoulders and hips, or a firm option with exceptional support, your Ghost Bed will keep you cool and comfortable all night long. When you purchase a Ghost Bed mattress, your comfort is guaranteed. You can try out your mattress for 101 nights, risk-free, to make sure it's the right fit for you. Plus, they offer free shipping, and most items are shipped within 24 hours. If you're not sure which Ghost Bed is right for you, check out their mattress quiz. You'll answer a few questions and get a personalized recommendation. Just visit ghostbed.com/Cox and use code Cox at the checkout.
I'm all like happy. She like pushes me, like, go do something. My friend, the fighter, comes running up the stairs, knocks on my door. He's like, we really need to take him to the hospital. I was like, all right. I get up, put on my shorts. I walk downstairs. I go through this hallway. At the end of the hallway, there's this door. It's open. Mark is right there on all fours. He's like, I said, are you okay? Are you good? It's like, no, bro, I'm dead. I was like, man, I'm thinking, what a pussy.
What's wrong with them?
So he was using substances through a vape. He had pneumonia, didn't let his body heal, so he started using, these ice through a vape. He had an asthma attack and couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And so I walk off.
Could die. People die.
So I don't know what I'm thinking back then. I'm kind of a dick, I guess, or don't care. I don't know. So like, I tell Clay, like, all right. I tell my friend, all right, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to pull my car up next to the house. You pick him up and put him in the backseat of my car. I go out there, I pull up the car to the house. I start walking back towards the door. My friend, the fighter, all of a sudden, like, I see him kicking through the door. He has Mark in his arms. And he looks like he's scared. I'm like, oh crap, like, this is serious. Like, all right, put him in the backseat. And I speed to the hospital. And the whole time that we're going to the hospital, like, Mark's in the back moaning, like he's hurt, like he's trying to breathe. And I'm driving. All of a sudden, there's no noise in the back. Like, my friend, the fighter, he taps on, he's like, don't worry, like, we're almost there. He'll be fine. Like, we're almost there. And I'm like worried about him. I'm like, all right, when we get there, I'm going to pull up to the emergency room. I'm going to go get the nurses, go get help, get the wheelchair. When I bring the wheelchair out, you put him in the wheelchair. It's like, all right, sounds like a plan. So, we pull up to the hospital, the emergency room. I go in there, get the nurses, get the wheelchair. And I have the wheelchair. I'm going outside. And my friend, like, he's just standing there. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, put him in the chair. He's like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I open up the door. I open up the back seat. Mark is there, eyes rolled back. He looks like he's dead. I was like, man, get out of my way. I pick up Mark, put him in the wheelchair. They they take him in. They're all cold blue. And my friend, he's like, well, should we tell them something? Like, should we, like, I was like, yeah, you give them your information and your number. And, if they have, if they know anything, they call you. So we go up there and, we say, yeah, we just dropped off Mark. Can you let us know? We'll give you our number. You call us if you know what's going on with him. They're like, yeah, can I ask you guys a couple questions real quick? I was like, yeah, what? She's like, has he been using any substances? My friend looks at me. He's like, I look at him. He looks at her. He says, probably. Right. And so They flew him to Salt Lake City to the University Hospital. They revived him, and he was in a coma for 7 days. He was in a coma, and
Did he have like brain damage or anything?
No, so he was in a coma, and I'm telling everyone like, oh, I don't think he's gonna pull through. Like, even if he does, if he wakes up out of this coma, he's gonna have brain damage. He's not gonna be the same person, and like it sucks. It's sad. Like I tried to get him there. This whole time that he's in the coma, his baby's mom is calling me. His family's calling me. They're saying like, "Oh, if he passes away, it's your fault. You're you're responsible for all this, and you guys had, you guys were trying to hide all the substances you had." Like, no, like I'm not an addict. Like I'm not using H. I'm not using ice. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And she's like, "Well, if he does pass away, I'm blaming you." And I'm telling the cops, like, "Man," and then they're trying to steal all of his stuff. They're like, he has like couches and like all this like his bike and his motorcycle and all these things over there. They're trying to take it. I'm like, he's still alive. He's in a coma. Like, you guys ain't getting nothing from me. Like, don't even try, or it's on. And by a miracle, 7 days later, he wakes up from his coma. No brain damage, nothing. And yeah, luckily.
Shows up at the house with his keys, lets himself in, and
yeah. So
like,
I'm thinking he's not going to wake up, or he's not going to be the same. So our friend Kelsey, she's like, you should start selling H and ice. It's like, you know what? Maybe I should. She's like, you'll make more money. Like, you know what? Mark can't handle it. He's, he can't handle himself. So I'm going to start selling it. I went and got myself a plug. I called someone up. I was like, hey, do you know anyone that's selling this stuff? They're like, yeah, what's his name was selling it. Let me give you his number. And, I'll tell him about you. All right. So meet up. We start selling it. And Kelsey, she's the one that taught me like how much it costs, how you break it down. Cause I don't know nothing about 8 balls and points and all that stuff. Like, I know nothing about it. She lets me know all that stuff. And, she's kind of like my right hand man, telling me how it all goes. And it's funny because we'd go to a plug. I told her, I was like, no matter how good it is, just always tell them that our other stuff is better. Like, try it in front of them, but say our other stuff is better. So they're like, oh yeah, it's $500 for this. She's like, it's okay, but that other stuff is better. So then I was able to negotiate with these people and get it for a better price.
Right.
And and like we have the codes, something like, if it is better than the stuff I have now, then say like, ask me what time it is. If it's not as good, then like tap your head or something. And so, this is how we'd like play everybody and, get better prices, get better quality. And Mark wakes up from his coma, and I tell him, I said, I take him out to breakfast. I'm like, look, I'm going to start selling this stuff now. Like, you can still sell. I don't have a problem with it, but I'll get you better quality, better prices. And like, are you okay with that? He's like, oh yeah, I'm sounds like a good idea. Like, I'm totally okay with you selling. And he wasn't. He just said that because he thought I was failed because I knew nothing about it. He was, like I told you earlier, he acted like he was this big dealer and making all this money, and I didn't know it was Kelsey doing it for him, making him, send him all these people. And he started getting jealous about it because, she wants to help me because he's being like rude to her all the time for no reason. And he's definitely in love with her, but he's being rude, and he's kind of getting jealous because I'm hanging out with her. Even though he has a girlfriend, he's mad that Kelsey is hanging out with me and selling for me and everything, and introducing me to all these people that are selling. And so he kind of gets like mad and jealous. He starts running his mouth, and he moves out. Does his own thing. Just starts running his mouth about it. And one day he got busted. Like, the cops got called to his house for whatever reason. And his friend tells me that when the cops are over there, he told the cops that I'm selling now. Like, he's that mad and jealous that he's saying that I'm selling. I'm this big dealer now. And so I think that's how they started to watch me, is because of him. But so we had our falling out, me and Mark. You know how he had the asthma attack? He died.
Came back.
Came back to life. He was just hating on me, so jealous, just talking shit. And like, next time I see him, I'm thinking I'm gonna knock him out. Just put him in his place. But I would never see him. Like he always avoided me every time and ran so much, like ran his mouth so much. But funny because 6 months later, instead of having people like me and my fighter friend around, he has nothing but straight dirtbags around him, like straight scumbag piece of shit, active addicts. Like I have no problem with an addict, but people change, anyone can change. But when you're actively using, you're a straight piece of shit. So that's what he had around him, and he's telling everyone that, oh yeah, he was in a coma, he almost died because of me and my friend. Is like he's like going along with all the lies people said that we're using, like we weren't using. The whole time that I sold, I didn't use once. So, and it's strange too because, same thing happens again. Like, so I call up his baby's mama. Like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get with his baby's mama. Like that's gonna put him in his place. So I call up his baby's mama. She's like, all right, I'll come hang out with you. Like so I'm like hanging out with her, messing around with her a little bit, and like, you know what, this ain't good enough. This is how I thought back then. This ain't how I think now. I would never do any of this now. I'm thinking, you know what, getting with his baby's mama, that ain't good enough because he doesn't really care about her. I'm gonna get his girlfriend. So I tell his baby's mom, I was like, hey, call up his girlfriend, and we'll hang out with her. And we'll say that you have to go talk to, so-and-so, and we'll drop you off. And while you're talking to her, we'll come to my house and I'm going to fuck her. She's like, all right, yeah, let's do that. Cause him and his baby's mom had a little problem. And, so we did it. Like we called the girlfriend. She decided to come, like she knew that I had a problem with Mark, but she came and hung out with me anyways. And, so we drop off the baby's mom and we go to my house and I mess around with her. As she's putting on her clothes, and I take a picture of her real quick as she's putting on her clothes, like so I have the proof that I messed around with her. I send it to my friend, and I delete it off my phone. She's like, "Did you just take a picture of me? Like, why the hell would I take a picture of you?" So let me see the last picture you sent. I was like, "Here you go." She's like, "Oh, okay, you're telling the truth." I drop her off, and I tell my friend, I was like, "Hey, send that picture back to me." He sends it back to me. He sends it back to me, and I know Mark isn't at his house. All of his friends are there, so I pull up over there. I was like, "Hey, where's what's her name at?" They're all, "Oh, she left. She's gone." I was like, "Man, she's a slut." They're, "What do you mean she's a slut?" I was like, "Yeah, like I just went and messed around with her, like easy, not even like it wasn't hard at all. Like she just gave it to me quick." Like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "Oh yeah, check out this picture." I showed them all the picture, all of his friends the pictures. They're like, "Oh damn, you really did," and because I know they're all gonna tell him. And, he found out. He calls me. He's like kind of crying, like, "Hey, did you really?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." Like, "Yeah, like she wanted to, so I did." Like, she was good looking at the time. And what's like so messed up about her too, though, is she's so religious. She's married, like Mormon, and has like a good husband that takes care of everything. But she wanted to be with this piece of shit Mark that's like an addict, and he's just like he has nothing to offer her. But she left her man to be with him. But then now she cheats on him with me. And
she's an addict? Is she using?
She started to around this time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
A little bit, but then like she went hard, and yeah, she went in the deep end. But he got so mad about this, like he was so heartbroken over all this that I just got with his girlfriend, and he started to use ice and H with the vape again, and he ended up, the same thing happened to him. He has an asthma attack, and instead of having people like me and my other friend around him to save his life and take him to the hospital, he had straight pieces of shit around him. Kelsey, a bunch of other like addicts that were trying to hide stuff, and they didn't call the cops. So then he ended up passing away. And he ended up passing away. And it's strange that night. The strangest thing is, it's just too big of a coincidence. Like I had no idea he passed away. I had no idea, and like, I'm telling everyone like, don't give him nothing. Like I told everyone like, don't ever give him anything. Like he can't handle it. Don't give him anything. Just cut him off completely. So because he's self-destructive. I don't want to be him passing away. Like I don't want that on me. like just cut him off. So no one like that I was dealing with gave him nothing. But I'm sleeping that night, and this is like 2, 3 in the morning, and it's the strangest thing. Like my dog gets up, starts barking at my door inside my house, and like someone's on the other side of the door. So like I pick up my weapon, cock it back, and like I go out there in the dining room, and I look around the house. Nobody's on there. I check the cameras. The light ain't on outside. I go outside. There's no one around. I go back, check the cameras. There's no one around nowhere. And so I go back to sleep, like whatever. I wake up the next morning and I go to I go to Facebook, like check like it's the morning news. It's like RIP, RIP. Oh my God, I can't believe you passed away. Mark passed away, and like it's like, damn, was that him last night that came and visited me? Does that mean he's gonna
haunt you?
Yeah, haunt me and maybe work things in the afterlife and get me busted? 2 weeks later, they came and busted me and raided me. It's like, oh fuck, man. And he was a cool dude. Like he was a real cool dude. But as soon as he got into that addiction, he just became completely different. Started being jealous, hateful, and started telling on me. And if I could take it all back, like I wouldn't have messed with his girl. I wouldn't have, stolen Kelsey from him. But you live life and you don't really think. Like when you're in that lifestyle, you're selfish. Mm-hmm. All you do is care. Like I had so much money, like more than I've ever made, and I got addicted to it and just was becoming worse and worse, revenge and everything. And I have this group of like 8 people now that are just selling for me. Like I got this bigger connect, and he's giving it to me. I'm giving it to everyone else. They're all selling. And
is it like a Mexican, like through the cartel, or is it? You don't really. Okay. It's a guy. Anyway, you have a connect. I get it.
I have a guy.
I got a guy.
I have a guy. And this dude, like he knows a lot of people, and
right.
he knows a lot of people.
So there's like, okay, so you got a bunch
and
of guys.
And he has my back, and I'm making all this money. So now he's like, yeah, I got all these dudes that, if you ever have any problems, just let me know. And then, this is what I got, and I'll always like have your back. Just, keep doing what you're doing.
You're not really selling, you're distributing it.
Yeah.
You're not selling to individuals.
No.
At any one time, do like these guys get busted? Like, are people getting busted every once in a while, and you're concerned?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Oh, you don't know they're
I didn't
busted.
know. Like, so not until I read my discovery did I know that some of these people got busted. And that's when they started rolling over on me and pointing the finger at me. So, I started noticing like cops showing up and, across the street, down the street. I get a security system, cameras all around my house, down the street, up the street, in front of my house, in the back, on the sides, everywhere. So and this one chick that was selling for me, I noticed a cop dropped her off down the street, and because I could see it, I could see the cop pulling in this alley, dropping her off, and she walks up, and then I see the cop. He's like all in this disguise, walks up across the street so he could, watch the controlled buy.
Yeah. I
see this. I know what's going on. It's like, okay, let's have her come in. Like, I'm not gonna not answer. Like, come in. She comes over. She's like, hey, do you got that stuff for me? I was like, what do you mean? Like, do you got that 8-ball and of this and that? I was like,
what are you talking about?
I was like,
right?
I thought you're bringing it for me. Like, I called you because I want to use. Like, I'm like, I thought you're like, aren't you the one that's always selling it to me? She's like, no. She's like, no, Thomas. Like, why are you saying my name?
Right.
And it's funny because she didn't have a car, but she drops a big set of keys on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that where the device is?
Right.
Is that where you're, doing this controlled buy at? And then she says my name. It's like, so you're not giving me nothing? It's like, hell no, I'm not giving you nothing. Like, you're supposed to be bringing something to me. Like, I don't know where to get it.
Right.
So then she looked all unhappy. She left, and her name was Vanessa. And she left, and she was all just unhappy and
I'm sure
mad.
She was unhappy.
I didn't talk to her since because what I didn't know later on is she had a charge. She was trying to get out of her charge.
Obviously that's what what do you mean? And obviously that's why she's so unhappy now. She's got to go do that time.
Yeah.
She's trying to give you that time.
It's like, man, these fucking dirt bags, straight dirt bags. Like, so, I'm selling and, I'm living that life. And you know, like I said, growing up, I wasn't part of this crime life, you know, substances and all this nonsense. Like, so well, all I know about is what I see from the movies. So it's like, okay, these dudes in the movies, these gangsters, like they have their side piece, so I'm giving me a side piece. Like I'm with Sheena, and it's like I'm making all this money now. I'm making, you know, first off turns into like 1,000 a day, and then 2,000, then 3,000, then you know some days 7,000 a day. It's like I remember being at my table counting out money and just laughing like, what a bunch of fucking idiots! Like I can't believe like they're giving me all this money. Like I wake up first thing in the morning, someone comes over, hands me like $5,000. Like man, what a bunch of fucking dumbasses!
Right.
I'm like laughing with my friends, and you know that's how I thought back then. Like I'm not like that now, but I'm like just laughing that people are giving me so much money over some dumb substance that, you know, because their addiction's like, man, I should have been doing this a long time ago. All these idiots just giving me money. But I was wrong. But yeah, it turns out I was wrong. So, you know, like I'm trying to live like the dealer life. I'm cheating on my girlfriend. Like I get this group of like 4 or 5 women, like what do you call it, that are consistent. I'm cheating on the girlfriend with like 4 or 5 different chicks every day. Then I have random ones coming in all the time. And it's funny because I tell the girlfriend, it's like, yeah, I gotta go pick up some money. So I'll be back. I'm going to some chick's house.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to my dude's house, TJ. I go to his house and like I shower. So, you know, she doesn't know like what's up.
I've been using Mando's whole body deodorant, and let me tell you, you can use it anywhere. Pits, balls, thighs, and even your feet. Mando's powered by mandelic acid, so it stops odor before it even starts. It blocks odor all day. I'm talking 72 hours. I love the scents too. My favorite is bourbon leather. It smells amazing. You can choose from other fresh options like Cloverwood and Mount Fuji. And the best part, no baking soda, no parabens, just clean, safe deodorant for your whole body. I've added Mando to my daily routine, and honestly, I feel fresher and more confident. It works way better than just showering alone. Use promo code COX at shopmando.com to get 20% off plus free shipping. Once again, that's promo code COX at shopmando.com.
Like, yeah, she's like, what took so long? It's like, yeah, I had to pick up some money and I had to wait for so-and-so to show up. And I go back and, you know, it turned into like being intimate with her, the girlfriend. That turned into being a chore because I'm going through all these other women and, you know, living the life. And I'm traveling all the time. I'm buying all these cars, like, you know, nothing like great fancy. Like I buy like an Audi, a truck, a Jeep. I'm going like Vegas all the time. I'm going to Wendover, which is outside of Utah. It's like 2 hours. It's like a small Vegas. I'm going like New Mexico and Arizona to casinos that are out there, and I'm buying everything for everyone. Like I'm living good. But you know, I'd noticed there's more cops keep showing up, more cops like across the street, and more people trying to come and bust me, and it's like I think they're gonna come get me. It's like let's be prepared for it. I have in my basement I have this laundry room. That's where I hid everything. I have the secret wall that, you know, magnetized and locked, and like you don't even notice there's a secret wall there. That's where I had all the stuff. But one night I'm sitting there, like Sheena's, you know, I'm with her now, and I'm sleeping like 2-3 in the morning. 2-3 in the morning. She like wakes me up, she looks all like worried and sad. She's like, they're here. And all I hear is like banging and like smoke because I'm just waking up 2-3 in the morning. Like I'm tired. And I hear like this banging out the door. So on my nightstand next to my bed, I have these 2 weapons. I cock them back. I walk towards the back door and I'm just pointing like whoever, like I'm thinking I'm about to be robbed. I'm thinking whoever comes through, I'm going to just start blasting at them. And she's like, no, it's the cops. The cops are here. It's like, oh shit. So like I go back in my room, I put the weapons in the closet, and she's like all worried, she's crying. She's like, what do we do? I was like, just get on your knees, like put your hands on the back of your head and just wait for them to come in. And they come in busting in, they break all the windows, they break the doors, they come running in. Like I have a lock on my door. They bust the lock, they come into my room, like 10 of them, and just, you know, they tackle me. They get on top of me. And they just tackle me, and, you know, they handcuff her. They throw her on the ground. They handcuff her. And This time it was the city police, the state police, the sheriffs, nothing, too serious. Well, it was serious,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say sounds serious.
but it wasn't like when they came again. So they take us in and
well, how did they even get to you at this point? There had to have been a controlled buy, or like how did they even have a warrant?
No, this is the bullshit. This is the straight bullshit. So after Mark moved out, I had like a couple people move in, and this is going on for like maybe 4 or 5 months. But I have this one neighbor kid. I have this neighbor kid. He moves in. Mark moves out. I have this neighbor kid. He moves in, and I let him and his girlfriend stay down there. He's selling to all these people.
So the cops know, the local cops know that people are buying out of this house.
Yep.
And that gives them the right to raid the house.
Yep.
And the house is in your name, or you own the lease, or you own the house, whatever.
It's my parents' house, but they haven't lived there for like 15 years.
Yeah. But everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so what happened was all the controlled buys, they had 12 controlled buys on him.
From the house, or just in general?
At the house. On him.
Why even wait 12? Or what do you need? One or two?
I don't know why. Because they're trying to get.
Oh, they're trying to hit like a mandatory minimum or something?
No, because it was a state charge.
Okay.
They all the controlled buys were on my neighbor. In the paperwork, it says his name. Like it says Mr. Sanchez was never home on all of them.
Why don't you just grab him? No, okay.
Because they hear it's me that's doing it, so they want to get a controlled buy on me, but they've never once get a controlled buy on me.
Okay.
So then they raid me, they take me in, they do their investigation, whatever, and I bail out. I pay like $20,000 in bail. I go get a lawyer, $20,000 for me, $20,000 for the girlfriend I had at the time. And I actually got lawyers out of the same firm, and they're telling me like, oh yeah, we'll never make her turn on you. Like you're good, don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's not up to them, but yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, sounds good. The neighbor that I had, my neighbor that had all those controlled buys on him.
Yeah.
He is such a straight piece of shit. He was selling, he was using the whole entire time. And I go on vacation to California for like a few days or like a week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's at my house chilling, whatever. I come back and all my products gone. Like he didn't take it was a little bit, but even still, it was like a little bit of product. He took like my safe that had product in it, and he's selling, doing his own thing. He thought like I don't know what he was thinking. He got all scared. He got too high, so he took a little bit of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I tried calling him. I come back like, where's it at? Like where's my safe? Like where's my stuff at? And he wouldn't answer. I'm leaving a message. Like he just tried to avoid me. Him, his girlfriend didn't answer, so. It's like, all right. Someone told me that they seen him at a restaurant. Okay, I'm gonna pull up. I go over there and like I go to the restaurant. Him and his girlfriend are sitting there having dinner, and he's at the hotel. He's staying at the hotel, but I just walk in. Like I don't care about anyone, anything. Like I walk in, I sit down right next to him. I'm like, hey, where's my stuff at? He's like, he's all scared, terrified. I'm like, I'm like, well, do you want to show it to me? Like, let's go get it. He's like, yeah, all right, yeah, let's go get it. We go to his hotel room. Like, he's like, oh, I don't know where the key is. Like, I don't know, like, what the hell? He's like, well, it's at my house. Let's go to my house. All right, let's go to your house. He gets out of the car, goes inside his house, and doesn't come out. Like, oh, okay, that's how it is. So I drove off. All right. That's what it's gonna be about now. All right. So Kelsey, she's a dirtbag, but I'm like driving one day at I stop at a stoplight and I see her in the truck with him, and I stop at on the side of me like driving by. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna follow him. Like I'm gonna get this dude. So I follow them for a while, and I end up getting to a stoplight, and they kept driving, so I lost them. Her being the dirtbag that she is, she calls and like she texts me. She's like, "Hey, this dude's like he's here. Like I got him at so and so's house. Like come over."
Are they trying to set you up?
No, they knew better, because I would have ended all of them if they tried something like so. I was like, all right, I'm coming over. And so I go over and he's sitting in the truck and like she's inside doing whatever. And he sees me, like he gets all scared. He locks the door and he locks the door. He's like, oh, you might like, come on, like get out. Like, cause I'm gonna beat him up. And his door's locked. I'm not gonna break the window of the truck. Kelsey texts me. She's like, hey, come inside real quick. I go inside. She hands me her keys. So I go outside and he's like, I'm sorry. Like I open the door of the truck. I pull him out. Somehow he falls on the ground out of the truck and it looks like he's beaten up and all bloody and whatever. And he's crying and whatever. And that's all I'm going to say. But, you know, I left. I was like, all right. Like, I was like, you know, you owe me some money. So I leave off and, you know, he's not calling me. Like, he's not trying to pay me back. It's like, whatever. All right. So I call up his girlfriend. Like, hey, come run with me to the city. Like, let's go to Salt Lake and I'm gonna go pick some stuff up. She's like, all right, let's go. So, you know, I'm kind of talking with her and, you know, I'm telling her, I make it up. I'm lying. I just want to get back at him for being a piece of shit. I want to get back at him. So I tell her that he's cheating on her. And like, I get some text messages that he had with some chick and I take them out of context. Like, look, he's cheating on you. Like, you should do it back to him. She's like, you know what? I believe you. Like, yeah, like.
God,
it's like,
you're horrible people. Come on, what are you doing? What are you guys all doing? Like, it's just horrible.
Hey, it's part of the game. Like,
right.
they do that. You got to get the revenge. Like,
right.
whatever. Like, you make them pay. Like, you know, he might have gotten beaten up by me,
right?
Or whoever. And I called his girlfriend, and we go up the city. We drive back, and she's like, "Hey, pull over." Like, we pull over in some canyon. Of course, you know, we mess around, whatever, and I make sure he finds out, and that's what you get. Don't fucking like. What do you think is gonna happen? I'm gonna just sit back and chill. Like, hell no, man. I thought that's how you're supposed to live, though. Like, you're in that lifestyle. Like,
yeah, no, but
aren't
that's
you supposed to get revenge and get back at people?
But that's the whole thing. That is that lifestyle.
Yeah,
like you said, you're dealing with scumbags, and they're doing scumbag things to each other, and that's the life you're living.
Yeah, I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. I think listen to Tupac growing up, that Hit 'Em Up song. It's I fucked your bitch. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. He did it. I'm gonna do it. So you know, after getting busted, I'm thinking, you know, like I'm done with this. I really don't want to do nothing. Like, but Kelsey, she keeps trying to hit me up to sell her something. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, the whole time I'm kind of treating Kelsey bad now because I'm with Sheena. I actually had Kelsey live with me for like a couple months while, you know, we're selling. And she got mad because she thought I was going to be with her. Like, why would I want to be with you when you've messed around with Mark? Like some of my friends, like, I don't want to be with anyone that I know. Like, if they've messed around with anyone that I know, I don't want nothing to do with them. Like, that's how I am. Like, so like, why the hell? So she got mad. She started talking shit. She got mad because I got with Sheena. And then I guess she gets busted, and she's trying to do a control buy on me now. Like after I get raided.
Sounds like that's what it sounds like.
But like no one said nothing. And I know it was her that did the control buy. Like she keeps calling me because this is how dumb the cops are. In my paperwork, it says CI number 45692, whatever it was, arrives to Mr. Sanchez's home in a gold car. There's only one person that ever had a gold car, and that was Kelsey.
Yeah. It's typically not that hard to figure out. They're like, this person's known, you know, CI number 5 has known Mr. Cox since high school.
Yeah.
It's Travis. Like, what are you doing? Like, why didn't you just put his name down?
And this dude that works for Mr. Sanchez, he's on probation. There's only one person that was on probation that worked for me. Like, of course, like, he told on me, like, I know who this CI is. I know who this one is. And so she comes, like, she kept bugging me to get her something. I was like, all right, I think I know someone. I think I know someone. Let me see if I could, if they'll sell it to me. So I call them up. He gives me like a ball of each of H, a ball of ice. I was like, yeah, come over. She comes over, and I didn't know that on her phone, the cops downloaded an app so that they could hear the controlled buy. And
so the phone itself is recording at all times. It's acting as the wire.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, I see that in the paperwork, and They search her, they search her car, they search her, pat her down, make sure they has nothing. They follow her on GPS to my house. She does a controlled buy. They have the audio. She goes back. They pat her down. They find the substance because it wasn't there before. Now it's on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I sold to her, and they have the audio. So that's a controlled buy. So now the judge signs a federal warrant. I'm a dealer, and they came and raided me.
But you're still out on bond.
Yeah, for the state case.
For the state case.
Yeah.
Well, what are your lawyers telling you for the state case?
They're like, you know, he looks good. Like, you're clean cut. Like, you don't look like you're part of this style, like this lifestyle. And no one's talking, no one's saying nothing. So
they think they can get the charges dropped.
They said he's gonna try to get me like less than 5 years. Like, all right, sounds good.
Doesn't sound good to me.
Like less than 5 years, and you know,
Right.
but you know,
But nobody's talking.
Yeah,
Like this guy's selling out of my house. That's not my fault. I didn't know that. But
well, because I'm free, like no one's saying a thing. Because
Right.
I was kind of, you know, like I've done MMA and boxing my whole life, so like I'm beating people up just for fun, like all the time, whatever kind of. And I've done that I've done that like a few times, and you know, like I think for the most part, like I seem like I'm soft and chill, but you know, I'll flip the switch.
I don't know why you think that. As soon as you walked in the door here, I didn't think that.
No.
You don't look like you're soft and chill.
Hey, some people think it, some people say it, and they find out real quick.
Yeah, you look intimidating. As soon as you walked in, and you know, even smiling and shaking my hand, I thought, this is what I can do. I look like you take my head off.
No, but then so I get they come and raid me, and I'm out, I'm free, no one's saying nothing. But you know, with that controlled buy that Kelsey did on me,
Right. Is it the state again?
No, now it's the feds.
Okay.
And not only that, but I have so many people coming and trying to bust me. I have so many people, like I see this dude Justin that used to live. He used to live in my house. This is the thing. What happened with Justin? He was living in my house. He lived in like one of the rooms downstairs. I have like kind of a big house. There's 7 rooms in the house, and he was living in one of the rooms, and he was kind of selling. But one day he just used so much that he went crazy. He called the cops and thought he was going to pass out because of ice. Like, you're not going to OD off of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a heart attack, but he called the cops, and all the cops come over, and like what the hell? Like, why is the cops here? Like, I'm hiding everything, and Justin goes out, and like I see him like talking to them, like, what? Like, I walk out, I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, he's like, hey, sorry, bro. Like, I called the cops. Like, I feel like I don't feel good. And he's obviously on something. It's like, man, the cop asked me about like, what's going on. I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm here chilling, just, you know, just chilling, hanging out. And all of a sudden I see all you guys pull up. So, well, he called the cops, and, you know, we came with an ambulance. He says, you know, he's like, what do you want to say? I was like, man, get him out of here. And I told him, like, you can't live here. Like, just get out of here. Never come back. So I see him after I get raided by the state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's trying to do a controlled buy on me. I have cameras. Like, I see the cops drop him off up the street. He comes over and knocks on the back door. I answer. Like, I see, like, so I'm gonna play him again too. Like, I'm gonna play the cops again. He comes over, and he's like, hey, can you give me a ball of ice and a ball of H? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't sell nothing. He's like, are you still selling? I'm like, I never sold. Like, you sold.
Right.
Like, he's like, man, come on, don't say that. He's like, hey, man, like, don't come to my house with that nonsense. Like, you sold, you know you did. Like, just get out of here. He like looked all sad, and he leaves. And you know what's funny about that? No, you know what's funny about that?
Look all sad.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is I'm gonna say it, but it's in the discovery, it's in the paperwork. So my baby's mama was so mad and angry at me and like jealous or whatever. So this whole time they sent Justin over to do this controlled buy. Their plan was he was gonna buy something from me. I give him the money, and then my baby's mama is gonna ask me for child support. And then I give her the money, and now they have the marked bills. So that's a controlled buy. But she was acting funny. He was acting funny. So like I seen like she pulls up, and he came at the same time being dropped off by the cops. And I just like, man, like this is too suspicious. Like you guys are both trying to set me up and trying to get this control buy. So that's exactly what it was. Like I said, he was going to give me the money. I was going to pay her child support cash, and she was going to take it to the cops and a control buy, and that would have been it. But I seen it, so it didn't happen. And I had so many people like come and try to do that to me. Like another time I had this one chick, what's her name? Tiffany, maybe. She was friends with my girlfriend, but she had like some charge. She tried to get me on a control buy. And this is funny. She comes over like on a controlled buy, and I see the cop drop her off down the street because I have these cameras. She comes over and like, she's like, just to let you know, I'm not gonna have sex with you. I was like, I don't give, like, why, like, I don't care. What are you talking
Why
about?
even bring that
yeah,
up?
why even bring that up? She's like, oh, you don't care. I was like, why would I? I was like, even if I want to, if you don't, as soon as you leave, I'm calling someone else up. And she was like, all right, whatever. Like, but she seemed like she hated me at first when she first came in because, I don't know, they said I was a dick or something, which I probably was, but she's trying to get me to admit that I sold.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I never sold. She's like, I know you did. I was like, no, I never did. Like, people are just saying I did, and I never did. It was, all the stuff they found in my house, it was other people. It wasn't mine. So it's funny because she came out like kind of like standoffish, she's trying to get me this information out of me. She's like, oh man, like, she's like, I like you, and I'm not supposed to, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Like, get in trouble like from who? She ends up like, so basically what happens, long story short, she's there for a couple hours. She's only supposed to be there for like 15 minutes. She like starts liking me. She starts giving me head. And that's the audio that she had to give back to the cops on her phone.
Right.
It's like, don't, like, I see, like, I have cameras, like, I see, like, how people are acting. Like, they're not going to fool me. Like, they had no controlled buys, not like this whole time. But Kelsey, she got the one on me. And after she got it on me, then the judge signed the search warrant. They came and got me. And now this time it was the DA, the ATF, the marshals, couple SWAT teams, the city police, the county police, the sheriffs, like 200 cops. They wasted all this money to come get me, to come raid my house. And I kind of had a heads up because I was messing around with this one chick that knew someone close to the police. Yeah, so I had a heads up that they're coming for me, that they had a search warrant because they said Kelsey did the controlled buy, and now they have evidence they're going to come for me. So
right.
I took I had a little bit of stuff in there that I shouldn't have had, but I took it all out of the house. So when they came, all they had was a shotgun. But I was not a felon, so I'm able to have all this, like all these weapons and everything. So they came and raided me, and I went to prison. I was locked up.
They locked you up. You went to jail. Like what? Did you get bonded? You don't get bonded out of the
no.
feds,
Yeah. So now it's a Fed case. Like I know because it's ATF, DEA,
yeah. When you still have
marshals.
A state case,
yeah. When I still have a state case. So yeah. So they come and take me, and I think they took me. They drove me up to Salt Lake City. And they put me in I think it was Davis County in Tooele County, jail for like a weekend, and then they transferred me over to Weber County. And my lawyers left. So this is what's fucked up. They turned my girlfriend against me. They told her that they're gonna give her all the charges that they gave me. And she believed it. Like, I'm not gonna let no one go down for what I did. She believed that she was gonna get charged with everything else and do like 10, 15 years. They told her, yeah, don't let him, don't throw your life away for him. Like, he's not saying nothing. I was not gonna let her go down for it, but she went and testified before the grand jury and told me, yeah, like everything, because she was like there for the whole process, like me selling, and she's seen everything. So that was like the nail in the coffin, her turning on me.
So do you get new attorney? What are your attorneys saying?
They left. Like, I called them up and they're like, yeah, it's a federal case. Like, I don't know how to deal with federal cases.
Right.
So you know, like best advice, you know, just get a public defender and see what they do for you. It's like, so what about the money I gave you? What about the 20,000 I gave you? What about the 20,000 I gave for my girlfriend? Like, can I get some of it back?
No, that's not how it works.
No. It's like, what did you even do? What did you even do? Nothing.
We waited for you to get have the feds arrested. Come arrest you. Or they'll take that, like sometimes if the case is weak, which their case, the state case sounds like it was weak against you, they'll say, oh, I think we can get this dropped. Let's just hold it off. What they're really waiting for is for the feds to pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
Because the feds may have picked up your state case anyway, and then they can use that, because I've said that before, where like the state lawyers will come in and they'll see the scope of the case, and they'll be like, this is probably going to go federal.
Yeah.
And they'll say, look, I can do it. I'll do the whole thing for 30 grand. They'll get 30 grand, and then they'll just hold it off, and they wait for the feds to pick it up, and then they say, yeah, we don't do state. I'm sorry.
Straight dirt bags, and they know it's going to go fed.
Yeah.
And they'll just take your money, though. 20,000, 30,000, hell yeah. Straight dirt bags, man.
Yeah.
And so, they got me. So when they came in, it was a state case. They found 9 ounces of ice, 6 ounces of H, and there's nothing I could do. Plus the controlled buy.
I was gonna say controlled buy, but plus it didn't even matter. You could still have the people that try to get controlled buys. They could still get on the stand and just say they've bought from you before. Well, it's not a controlled buy. But
and this what happened was when it was a state case, I bailed out, so no one said a thing. No one said nothing.
Right.
And when it became a Fed case, the feds came and talked to everyone that was working for me. They said that you don't have to worry about Sanchez no more. He's going to be locked away for the rest of his life. And, we need to know if you don't tell us, then you'll be doing 10 years, 15 years along with Sanchez. And so what do they do? What are a bunch of these worthless addicts going to do? Of course, they're going to tell and write statements. They all wrote statements. So it started off as a conspiracy. Well, the only one involved, or the only everyone that was involved, no charges, nothing. They all pointed the finger at me. So then I'm there by myself. Like, it ain't no conspiracy. Conspiracy is 2 or more people. So they had me plead guilty to distribution of ice. And, it's funny. I go to sentencing and everything. And I called my brothers like, yeah, they gave me 10 years. This is 10 months later. I said, they gave me 10 years. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, what do you mean you know? He's like, I read in the paper. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, who's this Chris Gill dude? I was like, Chris Gill? Like, I don't know who the hell that is. He's like, well, it says that he's your co-defendant. He's like, I was like, I've never seen him a day in my life. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Like I'm lying. He's thinking like, oh yeah, you just don't want to say, admit it on the phone. I was like, no, like I never seen him a day in my life. Never talked to him. Like nothing, messages, nothing. He's like, well, I was like, what does he look like? He's like, white dude, bald head. It's like, I don't know who the hell that is. Well, he got 7 years, and he says he's your co-defendant. What the fuck? Like, how is he my co-defendant? So it turns out that he got busted doing his own thing in that town. He told the cops that he got his stuff from me, so then he became my co-defendant. When he heard about me, so just to get less time, he told them that he was involved with me and working for me. It's like, what the hell, man? That's
that's
dirtbag, man.
What happened to your state case?
They dismissed it. The feds picked it up. They dismissed everything.
It's irrelevant after.
Yeah. And man.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it's funny because, like the girlfriend, she went and testified before the grand jury. She got me indicted. She helped get me indicted. But she made up this, I don't know why she did it. She said that she went with me to one of my plugs, and I had a weapon in my glove box. So it almost got me a weapon charge, 924C, the furtherance, because they actually charged me with the 924C furtherance with a weapon. But then I tell my lawyers, like, how is she saying that she seen me with a weapon in this car? Like, I haven't had that car for over like 6-7 months. So what's she talking about? Like, I have proof, like it's sold 6-7 months ago. Like, yeah, I'll tell them that. So then they dropped the 924C.
And they may have suggested she bring it up. Like, oh, by the way, if he had a weapon, it would help.
Yeah, to make me look worse.
Yeah. Well, then you can hit the mandatory minimum. What would that have given you, 15 years or 20?
20-something years. So it's like, and
Poor,
I was so mad.
I feel bad for Colby, because before Colby came to work here, he really probably held like the FBI and he probably thought
dirtbags.
he probably
Dirtbags.
It's funny you say that. Me and
dirtbags.
my wife were watching a movie last night, and like this lady gets carried in to talk to the cops, and she starts talking to the cops, and I'm thinking like, like she shouldn't do that. And before I wouldn't even think about it, and then she leaves. She leaves the police office, and she like immediately texts somebody and immediately calls somebody. I'm just thinking in my head like, that's probably not a good idea. Like whoever she.
That's obstruction of justice, right? That like you just obstruct. You're texting. They asked me about you. Oh, obstruction of justice charge. Like Colby knows all that now. His friends call him and they'll say, "Hey, this is what's going on with such and such," and he'll be like, "Oh no, let me tell you, that's not how it works. This is what's going to happen."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, when it went from a state case to a Fed case, I'm thinking, okay, like the FBI, like they're good people, like the feds are good, like they're gonna actually find the truth that I wasn't this big dealer for years and years, like I only did it for 7 months, like they're gonna find that out, and maybe it won't be so bad. Hell no, they don't give a fuck about the truth. All they care about is convictions. Like this is what they do. They go after. They find everyone you've had a falling out with. They go get statements from them, and of course they're gonna say something bad about you. They threaten everyone, your family, friends, your baby's mama, your girlfriend. They'll threaten everyone and say that you're going to be an accomplice if you don't tell us what he was doing. And so they'll say whatever. They don't care, like, whether it's true or not. They're going to use it against you in your indictment and in court.
I was going to say, we have a guy, Christopher Marrero. Remember Chris? Chris literally went to trial with his group of guys. Never made any money. Made some phone calls. Never got a check. Never made any money. But didn't think he was doing anything wrong because these guys had convinced him that it was okay. So they're like, no, we're going to go to trial. He's like, oh, okay. So they go to trial. They mention in like a 10-day trial, they mentioned the guy's name one time.
Oh.
And he got 15 years, 16, never been in trouble. Just a big happy-go-lucky guy that didn't think he was doing anything wrong. I mean, listen, there's so many, that you've been locked up, what, 6-7 years?
7 years.
Yeah. You've heard 1,000.
Yeah. Read so much paperwork and seen so many stories. Like, man, these feds are so damn crooked. They're not these stand-up people, these good, honest stand-up people.
I'm trying to think. There was a guy named Lance. His father got 10 years because he answered the phone and took a message for Lance. And granted, my dad knew I was selling. He knew that.
Yeah.
But simply saying, hey, can you tell Lance I'm going to be coming by to pick that stuff up about 2:00? He said, yeah, no problem. And he passes on the message like, hey, your buddy so-and-so said he's going to come by to get something at 2:00. And he's like, okay, Dad. And so when they grabbed the father, they're like, look, we need you to testify that this is what happened. And you knew he was selling. He's like, well, it's my son. I'm not going to do that. And they're like, oh, okay. They just add him to the fucking indictment and he gets 10 years.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. They're so messed up. Like, they don't care. Like, they just don't care.
I just don't see how you could give somebody 10 years because I answered the fucking phone. Like, I passed along a message. I mean, yeah, I understand, but that doesn't seem to me to raise to the level of, first of all, let's say it's a charge.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probation. At best, that's probation. At best. It's certainly not 10 years. And the prosecutor went home that night after giving this guy 10 years, a 50, 60-year-old man, and slept like a baby and told himself that he had removed a wart off the face of humanity and felt better about himself. And it was just like, are you fucking, like, the guy answered the phone. He just passed along a message.
Yeah, they need to change this federal justice system. It's just, it's backwards. And then, like, they'll give something like me. I did it for 7 months. They give me a 10-year sentence. Mm-hmm. They'll give a Chomo 2 years.
2 years, 3 years. Yeah.
It's like, that's ridiculous, man.
Well, where did you go?
I went to Herlong, California, Lompoc, California, Terminal Island, California, and Inglewood, Colorado. Medium, low, and minimum.
Why? Why did you move around so much?
I was at the medium, and my points
dropped.
It was, my GED wasn't verified. I have a GED, and that dropped 2 points. But when I got to Herlong, I taught the GED classes, I taught the English classes, I taught the Spanish classes. And my case manager's like, you know what, you're doing good. Like, you're helping all these people. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put you in for, I'm going to drop your points and let you go to low security. It's like, all right, sounds good.
How long were you?
I was there for like a year.
And then you went to a camp?
And then I went to a low security. because I was at Herlong, California at the
No, I'm
medium.
saying how long were you at the low?
I was at the low for like 3 years.
And then you went to a
And then I went to a camp.
Lompok's a camp, right?
Yeah. Lompoc is a low security. There is two. It was a medium, low, and a camp. I think now it's just 2 lows and a camp. But I was there for about 3 years. Then I went to, I didn't get in trouble, didn't get caught doing nothing that I was doing. So then I went down to a camp. I was at a camp for a year, Englewood, Colorado, which was so damn sweet, man. We had everything we wanted. We all had cell phones. Out of like 150 people there, probably there was like 90 something cell phones.
Right.
That people had.
When'd you get out?
So I got out in 2023 from Terminal Island, the low security. So I was at Englewood. I started my TikTok. I started, social media.
In Englewood?
Yeah, at Englewood. I started going live all the time. I started making videos, and they busted me. So what happened?
I was gonna say, come on, man.
What happened was,
you're asking for trouble.
It was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. So I have a phone for like a good year. I have a couple phones, and I started everything. So the BOP, the federal prison, they have a website, a Facebook page where they sit there, like for all the correction officers, they sit there and they try to bust all the inmates. And someone screen recorded me going live and my videos, and they put it on the Facebook page. And so the lieutenant at the camp, he seen me. So then he came in the next day, like 20 deep. All of his correction officers, they came and they handcuffed me and took me in. They're like, "You're posting stuff online?" It's like, I didn't say nothing. Like, all right, well, you're going to the shoe. You're going into the hole. All right, let's go. Let's do this. And I'm thinking, man, they ain't got shit on me. They ain't got nothing. Like, I covered my face. They have nothing. And I'm thinking like they just got my videos, because in all my videos I made, I covered my face. Mm-hmm. And, I go to the DHO. It's a little hearing in federal prison when you get written up for something. And I'm thinking, oh, I got this, man. I'm getting off, and they have nothing on me. And I changed my voice on all my videos. So I go into the DHO, like I go sit down, I'm handcuffed. There's 2 guards on the sides. The DHO officer like telling me like what I'm being, what my write-up is. She's like, she hands me, she drops down the pictures. She's like, "Is this you?" Oh shit, it's me on live, no face covered. She's like, "Is this you?" Yeah. Drops another one. "Is this you?" Damn, yeah.
I thought you said you covered it every time.
Not on live.
Why? Because you thought it wasn't being recorded?
I don't know. Probably not. I was thinking like, because I thought they would look at my videos, not me going live. Which
plus, don't you have to post the lives? Don't you, like, if it's live, it's being recorded, but don't you have to post it?
But you said someone said someone screen recorded it, right?
Yeah, they screen recorded me going live, and they put it on the Facebook, the correction officer's Facebook page. And so I'm like, damn, I didn't think you had that on me. Because I'm telling everyone like, oh, yeah, I'm off. I'm getting
I'll
rid
be back.
of this. Yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry about me.
Hold my shower slides.
Yeah. So then it's like, damn, I don't know you had that on me. It's like, yeah. She's like, all right, guilty. This shows that you were in possession of a cell phone. You're guilty. It's like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. So then they shipped me to Terminal Island as a punishment. That was Colorado, Englewood, Colorado. They shipped me to finish my time in Terminal Island, California.
What is Terminal Island?
It's a medical yard, but it's like right off outside of Long Beach. It's like on a little island right on the ocean. It's pretty cool. It's actually a real cool place, as for doing time, because you got the boats driving by all the time, the big cruise ships. You have like women driving by, like flashing you, playing music. Like, hell yeah, I wish I was here most of my time.
Right.
It was pretty cool. And they actually have, it's a medical yard.
Is it a low?
It's a low security, but it's a medical yard. It's like, it's chill. It's relaxed. I liked it more than Lompoc.
Is it controlled movements?
Yeah, it's controlled movements.
Okay. Except for at night, right?
Yeah. But, good sunrises, sunsets, like right there on the ocean, and, good weather.
Yeah, well, it's California.
Lompoc, it was like 60, 70 degrees all year round. It sucked.
60, that sounds nice.
Hell no. I love like the 90 and 100 degree weather. That's what I like.
Why don't you live in Florida?
Well, my girlfriend lives in Arizona. I might, I'll probably move out there.
So how long did you go to halfway? Did you get halfway house?
I got 7 months halfway house.
That's what I got.
But I did because I'm in Terminal Island. Like I get there, I'm trying to mind my own business, stay out of trouble, and but I feel like when you try to stay out of trouble, you get into trouble. Like there's this one dude. So he ran with the Southsiders. He had some problem with them in their section. They kicked him out, but instead of removing him from the yard, which I thought that's what you're supposed to do. If you had a problem, you beat them up, you remove them from the yard,
or you just tell them you got to check in.
Yeah,
you
or check them in. They didn't do that. They sent him just to my section, and he had like a chip on his shoulder. He's acting all tough, and he's disrespecting all my people, all the paisas, and I just didn't like him. So one day, it was a Saturday morning. I wake up like 6 a.m. I drink my coffee, eat a honey bun every morning. I went to the TV room, and the TV room, if you're not part of a group, if you're not, part of any of the groups, you're not supposed to be in that TV room. That's just what the rules is there. So he's in the TV room, sitting in my chair in front of my, like the Paisa TV. And I was like, all right, now's my chance. I'm going to get this dude. So like I walk in, I was like, hey, I want my chair. He's like, you want your chair? I was like, yeah, I want my chair. He stands up, doesn't say a word to me. He just walks out the door, slams the door, and like as hard as he can, and just takes off. I just started laughing. I put on my headphones. I started watching TV and just laughing about it. During commercial, like I take off one of the headphones one side, and I hear people yelling out in the hallway right outside the TV room, and I'm thinking like, man, like I wonder what's going on. Like, I'm gonna go check it out. So the dude I kicked out of my chair, he's on one side of the hallway. All my people, all the Paisas are on the other side, and like they were kind of yelling back and forth, like talking to each other. And my friend Colombia, he sees me walk outside of the TV room, and he thinks like he gets all confident because he thinks if something happens, I'm gonna have his back. He gets in this dude's face. The dude throws a punch at him, and like I kind of sit there for like half a second, like no one does nothing. So then I was like, all right, I kind of started this whole situation, so I'm gonna do it. So I beat him up, like I threw him down, I put him up against the wall, started kneeing him in the face, punched him a little bit. Everyone's like trying to like pull me off of him and get like push me out of the camera, and he's like, I'm done. And like I kind of turn around and he's like saying, I'm done. I was like, nah, he didn't get enough. So then I go back and I kick him in his face. I was like, all right, I'm done. And then my other two friends, Jalisco and Colombia, they start beating him up. All of a sudden we hear all the keys, all the COs come running up, and I go in the TV room. I just sit there. My friend like Yogi, he comes in there with me. Like we just sit there and acting like nothing happened.
Like you weren't a part of anything.
So I hear the cop open the door, and so as soon as I hear him open the door, I say to Yogi, like, I kind of take the headphone off and I say, hey, what's going on out there? He's like, Yogi says, I think they're fighting. I was like, man, what a bunch of idiots. And the cop hears me say that, so he's like, all right, guys, get out of the TV room, go back to your section, or go back into the dorm. I was like, all right. So we go back in, they do body checks. I have no, when there's a fight in
prison, check your hands.
Yeah, they say, everyone go to your bunks and lift up your shirt, take off your shirt, let me see your hands. We had no marks on us. And, a few days later, they take us to the hole, or they call us all in because they have the cameras.
Yeah.
They took 4 of us into the hole, and I was supposed to go home 2 months later. I lost my halfway house date. I lost my release date. Well, I lost the halfway house date because I was still in the process of getting the write-up. They have, 48 hours or something to give you the write-up, and then
like 10 days.
10 days of DHO. Yeah. And then, but they didn't follow the process. That dude that we beat up, he got released because he was done with his time. He got released. So then, because they didn't follow the process, we beat the write-up on it, like technicality, because they didn't follow the process. So they just dropped it. But we were in there for 3 months. And so they had to start the process all over again. And so I lost halfway house, and I only got 7 months instead of like the 12 months or 10, whatever it was. And so my case manager, he's like, you know what? Like, it shows on the write-up that anyways that he started, so I'm going to try to give you the full time. And I got out 2 months later. He restarted the process and gave me 7 months halfway house.
So did you stay in the halfway house the whole time?
So I did 4 months halfway house. I did 3 months on ankle monitor.
Where'd you go?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
No, I'm saying, did you go back to like your mom's house?
Oh, so no. So I had no place to go. I had no, like, nothing, no money, nothing, no job. So in the halfway house, I found a job. You know, I started saving up money. I have one of my brothers. He got an apartment and said I could live there. And so I just, split the rent with him.
Right.
And I went there on the ankle monitor.
What'd you do for a living? What was your job?
I install gas lines in houses. Install gas lines.
Did you start when did you start? Because you got your TikTok is kidnapped by the feds.
Yeah,
kidnapped by the feds.
Yeah, kidnapped by the feds.
When did you start that?
The TikTok.
Yeah,
I started the TikTok when I was at Inglewood.
Right. Okay. So, and then you went to the shoe, and then you got back out. So, did you just picked up and started posting again?
No, I stayed off because I was trying to get out of prison. I was trying to stay out of trouble. So I kind of just stayed off. Like I had access to the phone everywhere like I've been, but then so when they put me in the shoe, and in Inglewood when I got rid of them for the cell phone, like I stopped getting on the phone. I tried to stay away from it. But I'm saying
when you went on ankle monitor and you weren't in the halfway house, or when you went to the halfway house, did you start it up again?
Yeah, so when I was in the halfway house,
now.
Yeah, when I was in the halfway house, I started going live a little bit and making videos and I wasn't really consistent. And then as soon as I got out off the ankle monitor in the home, like then I started going like being a little more consistent. Start doing it. So.
And do you go live mostly?
I go live all the time.
And what's the topics like?
People ask me about prison.
Yeah.
People ask me like prison, like how much time am I going to get? What do I expect? Does everyone have to join a gang? Is there a bunch of addiction in there? They'll ask if they think that their man is lying to them, if they're cheating on him. And
yeah, that's one of the top TikToks, and I wrote it down to ask. The title is Lies That Men in Prison Tell Women Why They're Locked Up.
Everything they say is a lie. Come on, like if we're in prison, like some of us don't have people put money in our books and the food that they give us isn't enough. They don't give us good portions. So men will say anything and everything so that a woman will put money on their books. Like talk to some men say that they're gay when they're not, and they'll talk to gay dudes so that the gay dudes will put money on their books. Some men talk to women that are humongous.
Is that right? Like you're saying stuff that we've actually talked about. Because I actually had a guy writing me one time.
Yeah,
a guy, he'd seen me on like American Greed.
Yeah,
and was writing me, and he wrote me like one letter and wanted me to send like he wanted like to send me money to buy. Well, he wanted me to send him some artwork, and I sent back, said, "Hey, listen, the artwork, like I don't have the materials to do it."
Yeah.
And I said, and he came back and said, "Well, how much would the materials be?"
Yeah.
And I knew something was wrong because the very first letter, it said, in the first letter, he mentioned Madonna and going to Madonna concerts like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Right then, I thought, okay, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And he was a not that male nurses are all gay, but he mentioned multiple times he was like a male nurse or something. Just didn't sound super hetero to me. So, but it was after like he ended up sending me like $200-$300 to buy some stuff, and I said I'd draw something for him.
Yeah.
And so my buddy, my roommate, kept saying, he goes, "Listen, bro, what if this guy wants to come see you?" And I went, "Okay, so he can come see me." And I go, "I got a lot of time, bro." And he goes, "Yeah, but what if like he wants a hug?" I go, "I mean, it's just a hug, bro. I got a lot of time." And he goes, "What if maybe he wants a kiss?" And I go, "I got a lot of time, bro." And he goes, we were just dying laughing. He never came to see me, by the way. So I got the money. I did send him the thing. I did send him the picture, and then I never responded to a letter again. But yeah, we had another guy. Oh, Cook. We had a guy Cook on. Did you see Cook's? I'm gonna send you Cook's, bro. You'll love Cook. Cook started corresponding with a chick while he was locked up. He'd seen her before. She was a big girl before, but then she came to see him, and she's putting money, like we're talking about fucking $300, $600, $800, $1,000 a month.
Hell yeah.
And so when he got back from visit, and I'm sitting there, I go, "So how big was she?" And he goes, "She's a big one, bro." And I go, "How big, bro?" He goes, "I couldn't touch, when I hugged her, I couldn't touch my hands." And I was like,
no.
Oh my God.
But, I did the rightofprisoner.com.
Okay.
And, I uploaded a picture with my shirt off. I wrote a couple paragraphs about myself. And I had so many people write me from different states, different countries. And I put, interested in looking for women.
Right.
But for some reason, I put interest in women. I had a bunch of dudes that wrote me.
Right.
But like I'm having some good looking women, like way good looking women write me, but I got some, some 500 plusers write me too, and then a bunch of dudes. And like my friends are all laughing, and it's like, oh, whatever. Like, but then my one friend,
locked up. What the fuck?
yeah, my one friend, he's like, when no one's around, he's like, I have a dude write me. Like I tell him what he wants to hear. It's like, what the hell? And like he's showing me like his commissary. He has a full locker of commissary, brand new shoes. He's like, he puts like 300-400 on my books every month, full limit every month. It's like,
have you seen?
Maybe I'm gonna do this. I was like, you know what? I put interested in women, so if these dudes want to write me, then oh yeah, I'm gonna take their money.
Right.
But this is where I've messed up because I have Snapchat's pictures. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna add them all in Snapchat so that it's just easier to send the Cashapp to send money back and forth and give my info instead of writing a letter and waiting a week or two. Like I'm putting them all on my Snapchat. So I had all these people on my Snapchat, and we're in lockdown or something for like a few days or whatever, maybe a week, and I get back onto my we're off lockdown. I get onto my cell phone. I have like, it says 99 plus notifications. I have like hundreds of notifications. Like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get this fucking money. I click on a picture. It's some dude. He's all exposed, going at it. Like, man, what the hell? What the hell? I go to another one. Same thing. Some dude's like, showing it. I click on another picture. Some dude's on his bed showing his butt. Like, man, you fucking weirdos, man. Hell no. Like, all right, that's it. I messed. Like, I'm done. Delete everything, block everything, deactivate my account. It's like, no, I can't do this. Like, and I'm thinking like, that's what they want to put money in my books. Like, I'm thinking my friend that said he talks to like, what are you doing to them? Like, so that he puts money in your books. Like, I can't do this. What the hell, man?
I was gonna tell you something too. Like, yeah, these. Oh, that's what it was. Have you ever seen? Do you ever see the women that they've got? It's like a dating thing. It's the same thing. It's like Write a Prisoner, but they actually can make a little post, and it's some of these chicks, bro. Like they're like, hi, I'm Jennifer such and such, inmate number 0070445. Please write me. I get out in 3 months. I love the ones that are like, I fuck on the first date. I'm like, oh my God. And I can only imagine and listen, the chicks that are on there, the ones I've seen, I've been like they look good. Like, I'm like, they must fucking walk out of there with thousands of.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because, and that's what it is. Like, all these different, like, it's a bunch of losers that write people that are in prison. Like, why, like, what kind of situation do you have to be in to write a random person that's in prison? Like, you can't find people, like, out in the free world?
Especially, I think the chicks, they must be thinking like, oh, if I send her money, then she'll know I'm a good guy, and then I'll build a relationship, and when she gets out, she'll have fallen in love with me. Like, what are you telling yourself to believe this? These chicks are working you. These guys are working you.
Yeah, like, in prison, we read 48 Laws of Power, Art of Seduction, How to Win Friends, Influence People, and we use, like, a lot of people in prison, they use those books, what they learn, to manipulate these women, tell them what they want to hear, play into their fantasies, and they eat it up. Mm-hmm. And, next thing you know, they're sending all this money to you, and, you get out, you leave them, don't talk to any of them, and they're so shocked and so sad, and you're a terrible person. Like, what do you expect?
I don't think Cook still talks to Big Girl.
No, hell no, man.
We'll have to text him. We have to ask Cook. I'll text him. I'm going to say, you still talk to Big Girl? Okay, hell no.
I knew the Southsider. He's like showing me pictures. His name was Gramps. He's like, yeah, I got this chick, she's sending me money, full limit every month. I'm like, hey, let's see a picture of her. He shows me, and she's like, not even she's big. She's like, what the hell, man? Like, May, you gonna get, like, she's gonna buy him a car when he gets out, give him a place to stay. I was like, hey, you gonna get that? He's all, hell no. Yeah, hell no. But hey, it's tough though when you're in prison and you have no one put money in your books. Mm-hmm. Do you want to starve? you want to starve or do you want to, eat good and be comfortable as you can be? I think that's what a lot of people think.
So what type of content were you posting while you're in prison?
I just, my first 15 videos on TikTok are, maybe in prison. I just random stuff. Like just being in prison, like I'd answer questions like, I'm mixed race. I did one video. If you're mixed race, what group do you join? What, prison group do you join? And, me being half white, half Latino, speaking Spanish, I run with the Paisas. Not on that gang time, but, so I'm with the Paisas. But like, if you're black and half whatever, you have to run with the blacks. If you're black and half, like, every prison is a little different, but normally if you're black and half whatever, you run with the blacks. Because a lot of these, every group in prison is racist. Every every group is racist. So,
well, I think every prison is different in general. You'll hear some of these guys like, oh no, you have to join a gang. It's like, no, if you like, at least not in the medium and not at Coleman. But here's the problem: is if you're the kind of person that brings trouble on yourself, then yeah, you need to join a gang because you're gonna get into it. You're gonna get into a situation that you're gonna need somebody. You're gonna need somebody to stand up for you at some point.
Yeah.
But at Coleman, like you could go to the medium and say, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm just not interested in doing that. And you'd be perfectly fine.
Hell yeah.
They wouldn't bother you. They'd be like, okay, cool. But you better not run up a fucking gambling debt.
Yeah.
You better not disrespect anybody. Like I keep my head down and I'm polite to everybody and yes or no. Yeah, no, I agree. I understand. I'm very polite. I go to work, GED, come back. Don't bother anybody. Don't talk to anybody. But I also don't run up debts. I don't talk shit about people. Because you get yourself in trouble.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And all these people that get beat up, like they do something that they know they shouldn't do.
Yeah,
I've never seen someone have it happen to that, didn't deserve it.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. I've said if you get stabbed in prison, you brought it on yourself. They're not just running around randomly stabbing people, and they'll give you an out. Like, look, you owe $200.
Yeah,
you pay the $200 or go check in. Like they're giving you an out. It's always the guy who says, "Fuck you, you ain't gonna do nothing." Okay, well now I gotta do something.
Yeah, I got into a few fights because people they say the wrong thing.
Yeah, well they're being disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
I had one dude. I'm at the camp. I seen a lot of fights at the camp at the minimum security prison. There's lots of fights. People weren't paying debts. They just said the wrong thing. They didn't have no respect, so they got beat up. I had one dude. He said something like I was dry snitching. He drove the food truck, and all of us workers in the kitchen, all the extra food we split at the end. So in the beginning, like when he dropped off the food, he took our food, and then at the end he tried to take some more food. It's like, hey man, like we're all splitting up between, like just take a fair share. And he takes his food at the beginning, then after lunch or after whatever it was lunch, he comes in again and he's like, hey, let me get my tray. I was like, didn't you already get a tray? And the cop was behind us, but he didn't hear none of this. Like I said it quiet enough so the cop didn't hear nothing. And he looked at me, he's like, oh, is this what it is? Like, what do you mean? He's like, all right, we'll see. And so the cop's like, what's going on? Like, oh, nothing, we're good. Nothing's going on. So, we finish up, serving lunch to everyone. We split up the food between all of us. And I have all these trays. I'm walking back to my room. And I see him over in the distance. He's like, hey, all this dry snitching. He walks up to me. He's like, all this dry snitching needs to stop. I'm like, what the hell? Like he even dares to even look at me. Like, what the hell? And this dude's so obnoxious. He's loud. He's disrespectful, but he thinks he's tough for some reason. And he's an old dude. But he thinks I don't care, old, 18, 70, I don't care. You disrespect, you're going to get it. So he gets in my face and, he's like, you're a snitch and you're dry snitching. And he's like, whenever I'm in the kitchen, stay the fuck out the kitchen. He yells in my face, all right, that's it. I dropped my food and just dropped him, punched him, he dropped. He's bleeding all over the place. And I do it in front of everyone. Luckily, I'm at a camp at this time. No one said nothing because I think they didn't like him, so they didn't say they didn't snitch on me. And he's disrespecting. He brought that on himself. I'm not trying to look for fights or nothing, but you can't just sit there and yell at me. Like, if you sit there and get in my face, I'm gonna drop you. Like, I don't care win or lose. Like, I'm coming at you. So, you know, he brought that on himself, and that's usually what it is. People they disrespect. They think what you're not gonna do nothing because you're old or because what why.
A lot of it's just fucking mental illness. Like they don't think far enough down the line to realize this could go bad for me or what the repercussions are. They just say the first thing that comes to mind, not realizing, okay, you understand there's going to be an issue here.
And this dude was a completely different person ever since. Like I dropped him one punch, dropped him, and he was like respectful now to everyone, wasn't all loud, and I probably made his time a lot better by doing that to him. Right. I made the prison a better place by putting him in his place. Is what I did.
So with the TikTok now, like, what I mean, you're generating income off it, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I make. Sometimes I make enough to pay all my bills.
What about? Are you trying to do like YouTube or anything other, or just?
I do like Instagram. I'm probably gonna start doing YouTube, but I'm trying to build up the following just so I could start selling like stuff, and you know, I have a lot that I want to do, but I don't want to say until I have it all up and started.
Yeah.
You know, I want to talk to schools, deter them from going to prison, because that's what it's really all about. Prison is lame. It's ain't nothing to glorify. I see all these people online glorifying prison, acting like it's cool, and like that's trash. Like it's garbage. We don't want to be there. Like anyone that glorifies prison is glorifying failure, because that's what it is. You failed, and you keep going back because you give up. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to do something worthwhile, so you keep going back, and you want to impress your homies instead of being with your family, your kids, and moving up in life.
You know what I always said is that they ought to go into high school or middle school or high school and like you don't get to graduate till you've taken a class on the federal sentencing guidelines.
Yeah.
Because if you have no idea, like people have no idea when they're in there with the cops and they're thinking, yeah, I'm probably looking at a couple years, and they're like, okay, so you're looking at 15 years, and you're like, what? They're like, yeah, you sold this much, and you're like, I didn't sell that. I sold this. And they're like, yeah, but he said he's been buying from you that much for the past 2 years. And then they add it up and you're like, holy shit. Now suddenly it's 2 kilos of blow. And you're going, but you don't have that. You haven't seen that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got this one control buy or 2 control buys. And we got 2 guys that are saying you've been buying this much for 2 years. We added it up and now it's 2 or 3 keys. And you're going, like, you have no idea how it works.
They took a text message from back in 2014, way before I ever did any of this, sold, whatever. Like, I helped one person back in, like, 2013, 14. I introduced them to someone to hook them up one time, and they said I've been selling since 2014 when really I only did. And so they added up all these numbers when really I only did it for 7 months. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
but they can't. They're not going to take your word for it.
Yeah. You know? They don't care either. No. Let's charge him with 1,000 pounds, and he's been doing it since 2014. Like, man, come on, liars.
It's like I always go back to the guy I know that was working like as a bouncer, and some chick he knew came in and said, "Hey, do you I'm hurting. I'm getting sick. She's hooked. She was on like." Painkillers. Yeah. And she didn't have any. He goes, well, I don't know anybody that. He said, I know a guy that sells H. He might know something, or he might have something. And he gives her a phone number. Yeah. She goes there. The guy sells her H. She dies. This is Brandon. No. Brandon, the cops come to him. They tell him, okay. Because, of course, they grab the dealer. Dealer fucking says, well, I got her from him. He didn't make any money. He's like, I genuinely just thought I was helping her. She's like, I'm going to be sick here. And so he's like, okay, look, I know somebody. I mean, completely innocent. You're like, if you knew this guy, you know for a fact he never once thought he was a part of a drug transaction. He never thought that. He genuinely thought he was just. And listen, and I don't even know how this guy's a bouncer, bro. This guy's like a gentle giant. Like I can't see him hurting anybody. Yeah. I think he got the job because he's just a big guy.
Yeah, intimidating, but
right. And so they tried to give him like 5 years or something. He wouldn't take it. He goes to trial. He gets like 20. Now, I don't know. I don't think he got 20. I think he might have got a little less than that because Pete told me. Pete was like, no, he didn't get 20. He got whatever. So it was, but it was up there. It wasn't like it was up there. It was like 15 or 20. And And it was all because, and so if you were a middle schooler and you heard that, you'd be going, no, that's not possible. No, it is possible.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
Yep.
You think, oh, I'm just selling a little bit of this, or I'm doing this, or I give a buddy a friend. Well, you're now a part of the conspiracy. You're on the indictment.
Yep.
Oh, but I never sold anything. It doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Like they go through the phones. You know, they get the search warrant. They go through all the phones. They see who you text, who you called, and they will indict everyone. It doesn't matter if like who you are on the totem pole. Like they will indict everyone because they know the more people they indict, the more that people will point the finger at each other.
Yeah, they're cooperating. They'll build their own case.
Yeah,
they'll build the case for you.
Off of lies.
Well, not always awful lies, but
usually,
they'll
there's a lot of
twist
lies,
it.
and they'll twist everything.
Yeah.
And
well, here's what bothers me. Listen, I don't mind if you get somebody for what they did.
Yeah.
But you don't have to now say that I've been selling drugs this much for the past 4 years when I've been selling for 7 months. Like I didn't sell 6 keys. I sold half a key. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what kills me. And it's funny because, and I've mentioned this before, this one, and I mean then we can wrap it up. But yeah, so when I first started doing interviews, right? Like I got out, started doing podcasts. I immediately, because I was on this one program and it got like 2 million views. People are reaching out to me on Instagram. Like I don't even know how to use Instagram.
Which one?
Podcast. It was Concrete. It was Danny Jones. That was the first one I did.
I've seen a couple you were on, like clips of them.
This was like 5 years.
Ones.
This is like 5 years ago.
I think I've seen clips of that.
So I immediately got a bunch of people hitting me up, and the guys. And keep in mind, I'm broke. I'm living in a rooming house. People are like, bro, I'll give you a couple grand if you'll just have a 30-minute phone call with me. I'm like, no.
Hell no.
And I mean, no. And then I even mention it on a podcast. You know, they're like, bro, and I'm like, what do you want to know? And they're like, well, I just want you to just tell me how can I get this? How can I do that? I'm like, no. So I actually had a guy who basically kind of built up a friendship with me over the course of like 6 months. And then he flies down. Now, when he first starts talking to me, he's just saying, look, I just want you to know what I should do. He owned a couple of businesses that were barbershops.
Yeah.
In Manhattan, which you can imagine, that's a good fucking deal. You're in Manhattan. And so he's telling me his lease is ending. He's going through this whole thing. He can sell the business. What would you do with the money? So, okay, I'll have a conversation. I don't charge him anything. But I do give my cell number, and we talk a few times. You know, I'm like, okay, I mean, I would probably do this, but I mean, I don't know. So we're having a conversation. We kind of stay in contact. And then one day, 6 months later, he says, I want to fly down and see you. He said, my girlfriend lives in Tampa. I'd never heard this before. I never mentioned a girlfriend in Tampa. He flies down. He says, can I have coffee with you? Sure. Yeah, sure. Do you want to buy me coffee? No problem. I've had guys that have driven fucking across the state to have me sign a book because I wrote a book.
Yeah.
You know, okay. So we have coffee. We're sitting there, and we're not a minute or two into having coffee after it gets there. And he says, listen, bro, I wanted you to meet me in person. He said, because, you know, I've been to prison before, and he had been to state prison. He's like, I ain't going to, and I didn't snitch on nobody. Okay, well, good for you. You know, and I'm like, okay. And he said, I wanted to let you know that I'm for real. I'm like, okay. And he said, if you could just tell me how to do what you did and coach me through it. Like, I'll go in the bank. I'll do this. I'll do all that. And I'm like, he's like, and if I get caught, you know, I won't say nothing. And I looked at him, I went, you do understand that at this point, you don't have to say anything. When they indict you, and they will, you'll get caught. When they indict you, they're going to say, this guy's been communicating with Matthew Cox.
Yeah.
He's a known fraudster. I said, they're going to list all the they're going to list the phone calls. They're going to list you flying down, meeting with me here. Our phones are in the same, you know, here.
Yeah.
You've paid with a fucking debit card. I'm like, I'm done. You can leave right now, and if you go out and commit a crime that's similar to my crime, they'll just add my name to the indictment. If I was sitting in the jury room, I would indict me. And he was just like, he was like, well, yeah, but if you could just, I go, we're not having this conversation. I appreciate you coming by. I understand what you went for here. You took your shot, shook his hand. Good luck. Got in my car and left. Never talked to him again.
Was he a Fed?
No, he was. No, I genuinely believe he was just some fucking idiot. That thought that, but I don't. Man. But see, people don't realize the jeopardy that, and you too, right now. Like, you can't be hanging out with these guys.
Hell
you
no.
can't be hanging. Like, you're
Hell
so
no.
prone to be indicted. And
Yeah.
even me, I can never be standing in front of a judge. I can't defend myself. And for like high school students, they have no fucking idea. Especially once they're a felon, now you are in so much jeopardy. It's basically if the cops showed up and they said, "Look, there's a fraud charge. You've been indicted." Even if I knew nothing about it, I basically, you know what my play is? Well, can I get a deal? I mean, I can't go to trial.
No.
I can't testify.
No.
I can't. I'm done. It's over. They're going to bring up all these things that I've done in the past and I've been to prison for, and they're going to get 3 guys on the stand that say, yeah, Cox was there. Cox was the one helping us.
He
and I'm
coached
over.
us through it all.
I'm done.
Yeah, and yeah, you have no chance whatsoever. Like hearsay, they get you off of a hearsay. People just say like, and yeah, like you said, they take everything out of context. Say that, oh yeah, he was having these conversations, and yeah, he did. Like, and it's gonna look like you helped coach him.
Yeah, what do you think your main motivation was to like kind of continue in that? Was it the money? Was it the status? Did you just get kind of?
It was the money. I did it because of the money. Like I got laid off from my job. I couldn't pay my bills. I owed a bunch of back taxes, child support, and I told myself, I said, I'm going to pay off everything, child support, taxes, and save up 10,000 to be done. So I pay off everything. I save up 10,000. It's like, you know what? Like this money's come so quick. Like let's go to 20,000 be done. Made 20,000. Like it came like a week later. Like, you know what? Let's go with 50,000. I make 50,000. It's like, I don't know, man. This is fun. Like this is fun. Like I have all this money. I can go anywhere I want, buy anything I want. Let's go for 100,000. Make 100,000 quick. You know, maybe like a month later or a month and a half later. It's like, and you know, this is all within 7 months. I go from $300, like maybe $300 back in my pocket to making 25,000 a week in a small little town. It's like I just got addicted to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've said the same thing, that the number keeps moving to the point where there's just no number anymore.
Yeah, and it's like, well, let's do this till I get busted.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm going to do a couple of years in prison because that's what I seen everyone else do. A couple of years in prison for distribution. Okay, if I have a few $100,000 or, you know, saved up, a few years, what's that? Then the feds came in and it's like, no, 10 years, like 10 years, 15 years, 20. Like, what the hell? Like, why? That didn't make any sense to me. How am I doing 10, 15, 20 years when everyone else I've known that's done this for years and years, they're only doing a couple of years, 5 years tops? That makes no sense. I even pled guilty to 10 years, signed guilty to 10 years. I did not believe it. I thought that I'd go to sentencing and the judge would give me less, but I had a mandatory minimum and the judge said that she can't give me less than 10. It's like, and so when she told me that, I was like, oh, like I'm really doing a 10-year sentence. What the hell? Like, why? But, you know, this is the thing that the kids don't understand. Like everyone, what I see on social media, everyone just makes it look so cool and they glorify it. They don't tell like the real part, like going to prison and the whole trial and how they set you up and how they build their case. All you hear is like, and it is fun. Like when I was living that life, it was fun. Like I'm running through different women all the time. I'm making all this money. I'm beating people up. I got, you know, groups that will go do anything and everything, like anything to anyone for me. And, you know, that's all people hear about. But, you know, going to trial, like you have no chance, 10, 15, 20-year sentences. You're in there with a bunch of dirt bags because that's what prison is. It's a bunch of straight fucking dirt bags that, you know, they think racism is cool. They segregate themselves. They deal with all their problems with violence. They're emotional. They're a bunch of followers. That's all prison is. And it's people that give up on life. They're not mad enough to get out of their comfort zone and do something worthwhile. So they just keep doing the same thing over again. They act like they want to just impress their homies, and instead of hanging out with their kids, their girlfriends, their wives, they'd rather sit in prison with a bunch of fucking dudes than go live a life, live a family, like, you know, be successful, get out of their comfort zone.
Look at your 7-month run turned into 7 years.
Yeah.
That's not.
That ain't worth it.
No.
It ain't worth it.
No.
It's fun and all that shit, living that life, but at the end of the day, it ain't worth it at all.
Yeah, but
it's all garbage and trash. And everyone that's in that lifestyle, for the most part, like I was a dirtbag when I was cheating on my girlfriend 3 times a day at least. I'm like treating people bad. I'm beating people up. I'm getting to thinking well I just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Like if I didn't go to prison, I would have been some piece of shit would have killed me because of jealousy, or I would have done that to someone else and I'd be doing a life sentence. And and it's funny because just little by little, I just kept getting worse and worse, and that's what happens to people. And next thing you know, you're in prison, or you may be doing a life sentence. It ain't worth it. Hell no. Around a bunch of fucking dirtbags.
You want to end it like that?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos like this. Also, if you want to follow Thomas, go to the description box. It's Kidnapped by the Fed on Instagram and TikTok. We're going to leave the link in the description box. So you just go to the end of the description box, click on it. It'll shoot you right there, and you can follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys watching. Please consider joining our Patreon. Also, if you want to be a guest, we're going to leave a link to our website so you can go there and you can fill out the guest form and leave a quick video. Once again, thank you very much. See ya.